Okay, we're on stream, Stefan. Can you make sure that it's actually coming through this time?
Yeah, got a slight delay. So
Yeah, haha.
ooh, I'm very quiet. So everybody, go through real quick.
Testing, testing. Is it coming through for me?
Hello. Perfect. All right. Yeah, it's good. Everybody is really quiet, other than Derek.
Other than me.
Yeah, you're at an appropriate volume. Everyone else is quiet somehow. So I'm going to put in my. I'm just gonna up my input volume. Okay.
I don't think I can up my input.
Derek can up you from his thing.
True.
I can up my input. There we go.
Jane, can
That
you
should
say
help.
something?
That should help. What's that music?
I think that is, I think that's Dodge.
It's Revan.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so you said that my audio is coming through on this?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So it won't be another Sundered Ages Talks where 20 minutes in I realized that my little input bar is not bouncing. Yep, that was fun. Here, Dodge, I'll put you on. I think I can permanently mute you in the chat.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, and just let us know when you get back in physically, and then I'll make sure that that's taken off. Alright, so we're back. It's been a couple weeks. We were on vacation. It's February 25th today, and we're back for episode XX1 of Sundered Ages campaign, because we're like a year and a half into this campaign now. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. And I might be like 5 videos behind on uploading them to YouTube, which is entirely my fault. Either way, though, we haven't played in a couple weeks. Like I said, we went out to Portland. We did some cool stuff, and now we're packing. But after 3 weeks of being away, we're back, and we can finally mourn the death of Nolera.
And we're done mourning.
That's rough. Yeah. Yep. So,
Give her a second.
at the end of the last game, well, okay. So to catch everyone up, last game you guys had shown up. Oh, there goes Dodge. There goes Dodge. All right, you guys had shown up to the sewers, the place where the group of orcs that has been no good and has Sandre and Revan on a kill list for some sort of honor killing. You're not entirely sure why. Uh, you found out that's where they were. You went after them. You found a whole host of crocodiles down there. And after slaying a bunch of crocodiles, a group of about half a dozen of these guys came at you from different directions, and everyone else managed to escape, except Nalair took one too many javelins on the way out and did not make it, unfortunately.
Those damn javelins.
So she is the dead.
Oh no. That's okay.
So last game ended with you guys, I believe, recovering her body and booking it out with Revan teleporting Sandre out of the situation up back through the pipe. And these guys have no easy way, as far as you're concerned, of following you up the pipe, since it's about 30 feet up in the air over the water to the ladder. So you can, I assume you guys are just beating feet out of there as quickly as possible. Okay. So you guys, yep, beating feet. No reason to beat a dead horse or a dead rogue. I am. So you guys are back on the last map then, instead of this one. Nalaira.
I need to be in roll 20.
It'll add a little something for you. But yeah, you guys go back up through the hidden entrance to the sewers into the undercroft of the Yellow King Tavern. The orc mercenary bodies for the guys you killed are still up here. What do you do? I mean, to be quite honest, we joked Nalaira's dead and she had her second of silence from Jiayu. But there's some heavy firepower worth of hit points and damage and whatnot down in those sewers. And tomorrow is the big day for Sandre. Tomorrow's the opening day for the tournament that you guys are all in town for. So where are you going from here, and what are you doing in regards to Nalaira?
Do we have explosives?
I don't believe so. I might be wrong, though.
Sandra, do you have any explosives?
Not anymore. It was on the ship.
Ah, damn it.
We could go buy another barrel of lamp oil.
No, that's not nearly enough. Remind me when I'll be meeting with the dude, all the people, for my secret meeting with the tree runners and people. Also, do we have her body?
Yeah, you recovered a body.
Okay.
I know that Revan wanted
So yeah,
to,
when does that meeting take place?
Revan wanted to do his, ghosty talk to her thing, but...
I don't think you're going through, babe.
Is it at the end of the... Arena
Did anyone hear
then?
Jen talking there?
No.
How about now? How about now? Can you hear me now?
No. Are you doing a push to talk? Do you have the right button?
Yes, I do. I was put on mute.
I see her mouth moving.
You still can't hear me?
Your thing's not...
Is actual sound coming out of her mouth, though? Is she just lipping the words?
Yes, she's
Because
just
sometimes she does that.
She's not messing with you this time.
Okay. Because I'm looking at her face, and it sounds like she's just lipping it.
Flipping and
How about
flipping.
No.
No.
No, I think I heard her in your microphone, actually, because it was very distant.
So how about now?
Yeah, I definitely don't hear her.
For fuck's sake.
I can see that she's upset, though.
She is upset, rightfully so.
I can see the expletives coming from her emotions. I'm sure I'm helping. I make things better.
But she was muted like a couple minutes ago.
We should really get some sponsorships for these episodes.
Damn Cheetos, though.
You guys talk about.
What we need is a Sesame Donuts sponsorship.
Yeah. It'd be nice if we had a place with, protein that we could eat on the go. I don't know. Or just like a nice smoothie.
How many?
I've
Oh,
got a plethora of foods.
the
and
question,
goodies.
do you have your, oh. You don't have push to talk on, do you, Jen?
Yes, I do have push to talk.
Oh, there she is.
Hey!
There she is.
Hello. She has no idea what she did.
I have no
I
idea. I
changed my key, my push key, 7 different times, not a single one worked. So finally I just switched it to caps lock, and I'm like, let's just disappoint myself.
That's horrible.
Um,
Turns out your keyboard sucks.
Turns out.
I don't know.
Well,
The tilde key was working, and the tab key was working everywhere else except in this. I don't know. Anyway, I was gonna say something completely relevant to the story, and after this clusterfuck happened. Where were we?
Nalaira is dead. Sandre has a tournament to show up to tomorrow. To what stuff?
Recovering the body.
You have the body.
Yes. I know Revan wanted to do the ghosty talky thing, but he's toast. Silent, I mean toast. I don't know.
That's Sandre.
That's me.
Is it? I like the toast.
Who doesn't?
Well then I think Revan is Japanese.
I'll tell you what, the that level of cute toast does not happen in the EU proper, but you can find it in the EU Greater Trade Zone.
I don't think he knows it.
No.
But you're in Norway, right?
Yeah.
He's a prince.
So well, yeah, okay. So obviously, maybe he doesn't understand the economics of it because that's like there are people that deal with that. But
Far removed, yeah.
but EU is not a full member country of the EU, but it is part of the EU Economic Trade Zone.
We are basically.
Yeah, for all intents
We
and
follow-
purposes.
Norway is the country that follows the most rules of the EU without actually being in EU.
Anyway,
It's Trio. Okay, but unless he wants to type that out in chat for us on either Roll20 or on Discord, we'll have to wait on that.
Yeah, so, but just so you have a heads up.
I just bag up her body for now.
Revan, I
I got you.
I just put her in like a tarp. I'm sure I can find a tarp in one of these rooms.
It's true.
I'm sure we can make one from the crocodiles.
That's not a tarp.
I mean,
That's
it's
just.
It's not fucking tauntauns, okay?
So my plan, I'm just talking out loud to Sandre because it's actually just really me and him right now. Assuming Revan and
What's his face? Gelato is still there.
Okay. I kill him. I'm just kidding. JK kidding. So thinking out loud, we need to get you, speaking to Sandre, to the thing, the arena. Wait, it's nighttime right now, so it's not until the morning. So, so that's good. I still have a meeting to go to at some point. I don't know exactly, I forget when that happens. I have it written down somewhere.
I can tell you.
Also, I would like to deliver Nalera's body to the elf dude because maybe he
Tree
had
runner?
a hand in this, and I want her. I don't know if they have some sort of ritual with these people. Sometimes, you know, they like to keep the bodies and bury them back where their homelands are. So I'd like to be super respectful because we actually liked Nalera a little bit. So let's try to keep her body in relatively good spots, in good condition, and we'll try to get it to them.
I feel like this admission of liking Nalera is something that could only happen after she
When
was
she's
dead.
Yep. So someone has to get the weird job of cleaning her dead naked body. So we'll figure that out.
Hey,
I'll stick to
any
something later.
anyone that doesn't want to do it, just say so now.
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it.
Well, there you go. It's dodge.
All right. So Revan gets to do that. That's not awkward at all. And then we'll figure out where all our gold is later.
You guys are gonna need like a, what is it called? You guys are gonna need like a metal detector, and a license to comb through the cemetery.
I mean, I can get that.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the time being,
as-
we need to get out of here.
Yeah. As for your meeting,
Oh yeah.
the meeting is not until the second or third day of the tournament. You don't know, but the prince isn't showing up until the day of the tournament, so it can't be prior to that.
Oh, that's right. We're still in pre-tournament shit. I forgot. I forgot how multifaceted this tournament was.
You mean the fact that the whole point of the tournament is to find like a spec ops team of heroes, but also it's mostly just to cover a big diplomatic meeting?
That'd be ridiculous.
Yep.
Well, Revan said something.
Revan admitted that he was a lich.
Y'all done left the necromancer with a dead body for real? Well, I mean, listen, you already do weird stuff. You can poke and prod all you want. We tarp her up. Sandra throws her over her shoulder. We hightail it back to Revan's apartment because we need to get out of here.
Okay. So you guys, you can, the entrance that you come out of here into the tavern is by the stables, so you can just attempt to sneak out.
Okay. Yeah, we do that.
I want a sneak check from whoever's going first to see if you guys walk into like a little kid's birthday party or something.
In a stable? Yeah.
You're not. No. The party would be in the tavern, but you have to walk through that for a couple seconds.
Where's my roll?
Okay, so you walk up the stairs and poke your head over the top. There's a lot of people drinking. The barmaids are moving around from table to table, but no one is paying attention to the side of the room that you guys are on.
Perfect, let's go.
Okay.
We cheese it out of there.
It's funny.
They Cheetos it out of there. Sandra.
Just for the record, this is the first time I've had Cheetos in like over a decade.
Is it glorious?
You know what? It's okay. I mean, I really just wanted something salty. It's not. It's not as. Yeah. People make them look like they look so appetizing, but it's just like it's just a snack food. It's really not that good.
I thought you were gonna say ass food.
That is weird.
Each their own. Door is locked. We fucking break it open. I don't care.
Tear that shit off its hinges.
Yeah. I'm an angsty teenager. Well, we either are gonna break it down, and you can fix it yourself, or you can give us the key and we'll unlock it. So. Can you? Yes. I mean, Sandre can. I'm not gonna do it. It's magic. I don't give a shit. Magic loses against brute force every time. 10 times out of 10.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. I crowbar the door open.
He's typing. He has more to say on this matter.
Oh my god.
The entire purpose of it is to keep people out.
Sandre kicks it open.
I think the entire purpose of it is to avoid estate tax. But the secondary purpose is like my property.
Well, it looks like we're already inside, so whatever we did, my plan worked. So, whoa. Okay, so we
Dodge, do you
Forget
actually
this.
stop them from going in?
Is Sandre sick still?
Yeah.
We need to get you better.
We just
Okay, alright. So you guys, on the map here, in the building. In reality, you guys are standing outside in the street.
Okay, well, I leave Nunelair's body at the front door. And I leave. And I go to my apartment. Because I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. Get her clean. And make sure Sandre doesn't get murdered. Because I had a near-death experience. So I'm also not in a super great mood.
You're undead.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
A
guess
re-death experience.
I was gonna say, I guess Nalera also was undead.
Yeah. How do I get... I can't get out of the building.
You can't. You were never in there. Man, even
Well, you're all-
even Gelato doesn't have a key.
You guys are awkwardly standing outside. Okay, but I go to sleep until the next day, and I rest.
Okay. Then what is the plan? Dodge, you're in charge of the astral apartment, and with Nalera gone, protecting Sandre, other than self-defense, is completely up to you. So what do you do? I assume that you can type something out. If you can't, then just let us know, and Sandra will make all the calls from here on out.
Oh god.
And nobody wants that.
I love it when
What do
Sandre
you
makes
do?
calls.
We charge. I don't see him typing. I think he wants Sandre to make all the calls.
I think he tried to turn his video on, and it wasn't working.
That's gonna drain some mobile battery. Oh, typing.
I just broke everything.
Whoops.
Okay, break down the door, question mark.
That's what he sounds like he wants us to do.
I'm gonna break down the door.
There it goes.
Oh,
Perfect.
There he is.
Perfect timing. We're all making
down
rolls
the
to
door.
break your door down.
Oh man,
That's not enough. That's
little Revan let me in.
I was knocking on the door.
Not that I hear on my crossbones.
Ooh, rough.
Eric.
Yep.
Did I get the door?
Is Sandra like rage kid?
Oh, no. No, I mean, an 11, I feel like, at this point, that score is barely better than what Nalera's dead body could generate.
Let's do a redo.
Let's do.
Yes.
You kick the door, it holds. It's a magical door built to keep people from getting in.
How does the door look again?
looks like a door, you idiot.
Well,
This is-
I have a hammer.
This is the pants all over, or this is the belt all over again.
Yeah.
Here, take it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was nice.
Okay. So you just you slam your hammer against the door.
And before his hammer explodes.
No, not my armor.
Yeah. You slam your hammer against the door so hard that you shatter the door.
And all the kids on the other side get splintered.
No, the apartment
Which is
just
an
disappears.
Birthday party on the other side, remember?
I don't know. If Revan's got a bunch of kids in his astral apartment, that's not a topic. I mean, I have some dark stuff written down for campaigns, but I'm not willing to go there.
I don't think I don't even like kids that much, so.
There you go. It's safer that way.
Oh, by the way, the name of the creepy guy that we forgot a long time ago was Danton.
Oh, good guy.
I remembered it just the other day.
Are you talking about like the Buffalo Bill character?
Yep.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill. Derek has never seen Silence of the Lambs, and yet he somehow miraculously wrote the entire story of Silence of the Lambs. Well, not the story, but the Buffalo Bear character part. It was a nightmare.
It was
My
great.
nightmare.
I heard.
Frank wasn't scared.
Frank was the one in the hole.
Yeah. But I mean, it didn't seem to scar him the same way. I think he was pretty happy when you guys ended up with your own brothel.
No. I don't think he understood the
Gravity.
well,
Okay. Either way, so Revan, now that you're here, you guys are outside. Sandre has hit the door to your house so hard he shattered it. So the temporary apartment is just gone. You'll have to recast it if you want access to it.
It takes like 5 minutes to cast. It's gonna be wrong.
Oh no!
Revan shows up and he's got his like frappuccino and he's like, I'm gonna have to put this down. By the time I get back to drinking this, it will have melted. Thanks.
It's gonna be all warm.
I have a question. If someone's inside an astral apartment and you destroy the door, do the people inside
Nope.
the apartment when it disappears get lost?
No,
In the astral-
because the door is just like imagine like the old phone
It's
switch.
just a portal.
Yeah, the door is just a temporary gateway to a fixed area. Which is why you can leave stuff in the apartment, and when you go back there, it's still there, even if you recast the spell.
Wait,
Question,
so
is his apartment its own area of existence surrounded by nothingness in some
yes.
universe?
Yes.
So if I broke through one of the walls, would like time and space leak in?
Where his apartment is, there is no time nor space.
So if I drilled something, if I put a hole in one of the walls, what would I be looking at?
Can you
Um,
not do any
if-
property damage to my
Here's
house?
here's all the warning that I'm going to give you. If you put a hole through the wall of his apartment, I guarantee this: you won't be looking at anything. You might simply not be, and at the same time, never was.
Got
Strongest
it.
spell in the game.
Just as a look behind the mirror kind of deal.
Yep.
Conversely, having said that, if you guys attempt to assassinate some godly level character by pulling him into Revan's apartment and then
That's
breaking through the
100%
wall,
what I was thinking is if we ever get someone we can't kill, we convince them to get in there, and then someone suicide kamikazes them.
Or we could just leave a necromantic thing just so drill a hole to the wall.
Ugh.
you just have you have a skeleton with a power drill at the ready at all times.
Just a hand drill. So Sundered just broke my house.
Yeah, just the door.
Just the door.
Thank God.
I was just everything is like jettisoned out, right?
Yeah.
That's not part of it.
No, everything that was inside is still inside.
Except for me.
You weren't inside.
That's what she
Wait,
said.
what? I would have been inside and locked them out. That's what I was trying to
I didn't think that it'd be difficult for you to get there before they did.
Oh, I didn't know when. Oh, because I don't know when they left. I know. All I know is that last time I stormed off, leaving them.
Oh no, you didn't storm off this time. They all followed you back to the apartment. For once in the last
The one time they want to follow me.
yeah, in game, the only time you guys all stuck together when combat wasn't going on was this one time.
The one time.
Really?
Yeah, crazy.
Good job, guys.
I mean, if Nalera was alive, I'm sure at least she would have gone somewhere else.
Well,
Well,
she had to
like recover the body that she buried.
Yep, yep.
Stuck there.
That
That guy's day is just gonna be ruined when he pops out of the ground.
he's gonna be a
That's
menace.
story arc waiting to happen.
Yes, yes, it is.
Didn't appreciate it. But yeah, I guess I'm just gone. I'm mad at like everybody right now. Like super.
Whoa, no, dead. Why not?
Not you. Just the guys, cause they're being guys.
Steph, just the heads up for Xiaoyu.
Mm-hmm.
This guy had a vendetta. The last thing this guy remembers is you being a monster to him, and he's going to wake up as a vampire.
Wait, which guy?
The druggie that you abused,
And left alone with Nalera.
and she drained all the blood out of his body and then buried the body so that he would rise as a vampire, and she was going to go back and get him and like curb his appetites and teach him how to deal with it. But now he's just going to rise as a vampire with no one in control of him, with an insatiable lust for blood, and his last waking memory is like you scaring him, attempting to like scare him straight to work for him.
I'll just go take my time and kill him now.
It's gonna suck because he has no blood from the tree.
Fun fact, Nalera would have been in complete control. She was gonna finally have a follower. Awesome.
Oh man.
Okay, but so you guys are all. So now that we've gotten it straight, you're all outside the apartment. If you had known this, would you have let them in, knowing that you can't get in without them getting in?
If I had no choice, then I would have had no choice, but I would have been in the corner. I would have been in the corner, ugly crying.
I mean, at least you're honest with yourself.
I mean,
He's also honest with you.
It's true.
Well, I went back to my apartment, so. because it was taking too long. And I also almost died, so I'm like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
It's true. You did get pretty close.
I got incredibly close. And I'm also a person where when I die, I'm forever dead.
Yes.
There's no like.
You turn into a black hole.
With the possible outcome that when you die, everyone around you stays forever dead.
Yep. So, you're all welcome for being a homie about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. So you guys are here in the apartment. Other than Xiao Yu, who's off sulking, what do you do?
I'm not sulking.
Okay, my words, not yours.
There you go.
Xiao Yu is off somewhere. You guys have the body. It's just Sandre, Revan, and Gelato. What do you three do?
I'm just sleeping. Like, just gonna go sleep.
Okay.
Today's not a good day.
Yeah.
I lost my best friend.
By the way, this will be the apartment setup for you for your astral apartment. I just finally made a map for it.
It's official.
I'll send you the lease agreement. Gonna need 2 forms of ID. Yeah, but no. It's got 6 beds. Not that you guys need that many now. It's fine. Jia Yu is gonna sleep across 2 of them anyways, like he always does.
Or pretends to sleep, you mean.
Yeah. Well, now the cat's out of the bag on that too. Alright, but yeah, so it's about 11 o'clock at night. Sandre, you know that the official tournament stuff begins tomorrow at noon. You have to be there about an hour before that at the arena. And as far as you, Xiao Yu, it's all of you were supposed to meet with the prince, or at least attempt to, but you won't know where he is in town or when he gets in town until after he shows up to begin the tournament, because that's one of his duties as crown prince.
When's the official first day of the tournament?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
the
just
precursor
survive
stuff is
today.
done.
Roger that. Okay, well then I just I hang out with Sandre for the day, pretty much, because I basically just want to meet up with them. That's like my only thing, and make sure Sandre doesn't die. So.
Alright, well Sandre, what do you do before going to bed? Like I said, it's 11 o'clock now. You have to be there in 12 hours. Do you go to sleep or are you heading out?
I was thinking gonna need some rest. But
Yeah,
eat.
you are still under the weather on that whole someone attempted to poison you to death kind of situation.
To death?
Well, yeah, that's the idea.
But the rest of the people here, no?
Just me and Gelato.
Yeah, you're gonna watch Stare at me.
You're not that Gelato for that one. I mean, we're in unless you actually broke down the door, we're in a house that nobody can break into.
Yep.
I mean, that's debatable. He just broke into it, so.
Yeah. Nobody
I mean-
cares open the door.
It required a very strong hammer.
I mean,
This town is chock full of orcs. We've established.
Oh, I'll just make Gelato do it.
Try not to make me die again.
Gelato, make sure he doesn't die.
Roger that.
Gelato, make sure he doesn't come here.
That's sassy.
Gelato's just got his crossbow in one hand and his ice cream in the other,
What? Where do you get the ice cream?
making difficult life choices.
God damn it.
He always has Gelato.
I'm gonna get some ice cream.
Hey,
He's sprinkles.
Nah, I don't like sprinkles.
Or as they say, he usually jimmies.
did you build one?
Them Jimmies.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
gosh, are you actually asking Revan for something right now?
Huh. Hey, Revan, could you heal me? And he's like, unlimited power, and just shocks you to death.
I could take that two ways. I could take that negative healing, which could murder you dead straight out.
I could take some negative healing. Broski.
You know, I'm sleeping already. I went to sleep already.
Okay.
He's not.
It's
It's safer for everybody.
They prop Nalera's body up by the desk. Alright, so you guys go to bed. Xiaoyu, if Sandre's just turning in for the night, are you doing the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Are you doing that here in the apartment, or are you wandering off?
No, I got my own place back at the tavern.
Okay. Alright, so you go back to your tavern. Nothing happens that night, mostly because Sandre and Revan, the two people on the hit list, can't be found in town. And I mean, maybe Nalera was the one giving away their location. You don't know. But no orcs show up for your blood that night. You get up in the morning. What time do you leave? If you remember correctly, it'll take you about 30 minutes to get to the tournament grounds.
Mm-hmm. He's after the nap, he's significantly less angry at Sandre. Still pissed. You know, that seething anger.
Oh yeah.
I'm not. He's not happy. I'm considering not healing you anymore. At this stage.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we need some healing potions.
He's
Wait.
God.
not there anymore.
I'm actually out of my poisons.
Potions?
Potions. If only you guys had an alchemist.
Every time we get one, they die. So it's we're gonna leave.
You do have a bad record with alchemists.
Alchemist.
What a terrible group of people.
Can we take a quick stop at the alchemist?
Yeah, it's about 8 in the morning. Like I said, you have to be there at 11. You have to be there at 11. The event starts at noon. So you do have enough time to stop by the alchemist shop. Is that what you and Revan do on your way out?
Yes.
Do you guys... Okay, so Xiaoyu, when the sun comes up, do you go back to the astral apartment, or do you just head straight for the tournament ground?
I'll probably just wait for him at the tournament grounds.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to do? You know that it starts at noon. Do you do anything prior to going there?
That is a good question. The answer is no.
All right, then.
No.
Okay. So you go there. You'll see them when they arrive. I assume you find where like contestants are entering at, and just stand around like a statue scaring people until they show up.
Sweet.
Discord just reset. Revan, are you still there? Can you hear us? Oh, nope. There it is.
Hello. Yep.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello.
Discord was like, hey, I have an update. I'm gonna do it.
I've got this update for you. It's not optional. Okay. So, you guys, you stop by. What are you buying at the alchemist shop, Sandre?
To greater healing, sticky.
Okay. So, you've stopped in at Friendly Sing's alchemy shop. When you walk in, he says, you look familiar. It's a Celestian. It's a lizard man behind the counter. But he points at you when you walk in before you even tell him what it is that you want. Do you tell him who you are, or do you just play it down?
Haven't I been in here like 3 times?
You've been in alchemy shops. This is the capital of the empire, though. There's
Oh.
there's dozens of these across the city.
Yeah. I tell him that I'm champion of the tournament. I don't know.
Well, a tournament doesn't start for another few hours, but you were, oh, what do they call it? I don't know. You you were in North District's qualifiers over by the Yellow King Tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were great. So, given that, you're clearly here, you want to buy some potions or something, yes? I saw you use one the other day.
Yeah.
I am willing, out of the goodness of my heart and my admiration of your martial skill,
This is some shady shit.
to sell you whatever potions it is that you come seeking here that I have available. Half off today if you will simply wear my tabard while you're fighting today.
Doping is bad, Sandra.
Don't do
It's a piercing that you put on the end of your penis.
it. No.
Excuse me.
A tabard is basically a banner that you wear over your armor that would have, like, he's basically asking if he can put his brand on you, and he'll give you half off on any potions or poisons you're buying from his shop for doing so. Yeah,
He's more like Red Bull.
yeah. It's like
Come home with like a whole bunch of sponsorships.
he he shows up to the third day of the tournament, and he's just got, like, front and back just like stickers all over him, like a NASCAR driver.
I got a lifetime supply of Gatorade and I don't know what to do with it.
Who does? Oh, it's sad. You're dead. You're dead. Stop making us all sad.
Don't be a sellout.
But discounts.
You get your promo, man.
Do I need to wear something? Can't I just like take a banner or something and put it against the wall?
I just want to make sure that people see the shop's name. That's all I'm worried about.
Well, that's only gonna last for the first fight, and then the whole thing's gonna get slashed up.
I don't know. I've seen you fight. I mean, your armor. You wear plated armor. Even if someone hits you, it's not gonna tear the thing in half. And I'm not gonna cry if there's some holes in it.
Okay.
Have we got a deal?
It sounds like we got a deal.
Oh, well, fantastic then. He walks into the back for a moment. He's gone for about half a minute. When he comes back out, he's got it for you. It looks like, have you ever seen one of those, like, sandwich boards where you put it on, like, over your head and then it has a front and a back?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's just cloth, and it has the name for Friendly Sing's alchemy shop on the front and the back with the symbol for his shop in large print.
Don't be a sellout.
It's just it's basically a cloak that is worn over everything else on your front and your back. It won't in any way, like,
Basically a
impair your movement.
It's gonna impair you.
No case.
Mechanically, it won't. No, emotionally, it will.
Okay. Well,
Filling clocks are optional.
now that you guys have come to that agreement, what can he do for you as
Oh
far
my
as far as potions?
Ugh. Did you sign anything? You can still get out if you haven't signed anything.
I haven't signed anything. I'm
Leave. Just leave. Just leave.
You're not there.
Joking. I'm joking. Do whatever you want. It's fine. Get deal with the devil
Jeez.
for half off alchemy supplies.
Oh my god.
You are really not about this.
I'm just upset that nobody's. I'm the coolest. And nobody's tried to sponsor me yet.
I'm sorry.
There it is. There's the reason.
The coolest person?
Have you seen me? Yes.
You're very intimidating.
I
don't
mean,
think
that's not even it, though. I'm literally the coolest person. Like, I'm ice cold. They call me Black Ice.
You sure you're the coolest person when you say things like that?
Yes.
Who calls you Black Ice, by the
See,
way?
that's the thing is, I say it ironically and it makes it cool.
I see.
Okay, I'm gonna buy at least 2 potions of heal.
Okay.
Sandra's cool 'cause he's
Does anybody want a cookie?
I'd love one.
That's why he's cool. He brings cookies.
I have lots of cookies.
Ugh.
There's peanut butter ones, and then there's regular ones.
Did Millie make these?
What?
Did Millie bake
Well,
these?
Yep.
They look delicious. Yeah, he himself is an expert alchemist, so anything from the first 3 categories or tiers of potions.
Expert.
Oh.
First 3 tiers, okay.
He's not even a master.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than you can say, Johnny.
Oh, snap.
Oh shit.
Listen, I can put some stuff in a flask and call it a potion. It's not that hard.
Just because it kills
Remember, you're undead, so that doesn't mean a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna actually ask him for any recommendations if he has something cool.
Okay. Well, as far as he does recommend the sticky blood. It's good for arena type fights, people with swords and whatnot. The normal cost for that is 50 gold, so of course he's selling it to you for half at 25. He would recommend flight, but flight is not allowed on the tournament grounds after some previous year's shenanigans.
Bow and arrow, fly. What?
Yeah, no. Flight and invisibility are both disqualifying potions. If you bring them in, you and use them, that'll be the end for you. No, he recommends a potion of greater reach. Tree skin.
I already have that. In my cloak.
Purge poison is a good one, just in case the worst should happen.
Yeah. Revan, have you learned that spell yet?
It takes me 2 weeks to learn that spell. Cut me some slack. I've been enchanting for you the entire time.
Oh man, we hit on a sore one.
I think I should buy you some soul gems. Just to cheer you up.
Comic boom.
Salty rather than Strava.
I need to get a soul gem that actually lights up, and I need to throw it at your face and say, light the fuck up.
Ooh.
Okay, how much was the Greater Reach for?
Greater reach is an adept, I believe. Let me check.
So 10.
Greater reach is adept, so yeah, it's 10, so you're paying half of that. 5. And no, you can't be down here, Rose.
I was actually just about to call him down.
Alright.
If there was on you.
Okay. Greater reach is a 3-minute length. And so he'd recommend obviously you're not going to need more than one per fight, but if you plan on, I would have one for every combat encounter that you're going into.
I'll buy 2 of them.
Okay. He asks if you don't think you're going to make it all the way to the end.
I don't think I need more.
All right. Do you know what Greater Reach does, just mechanically?
It gives me 5 feet extra.
Makes your arms all noodly.
Yeah, noodly. I increase my threat area basically, right? And I can hit the 5 feet further.
Yeah, you get an additional 5 feet to your threatened area that you can reach for a melee attack.
I wonder if you can use that in other situations.
Heyo.
Okay.
How does that work? Does it actually extend his arms?
Yeah.
How does it work when he drinks it?
Yeah, when he drinks it, let's see. Your arms become longer and longer until they are more than double their standard length. You gain an additional 5 feet to your reach and threatened area.
Oh, monkey arms.
Yeah.
Get it.
Okay.
Heavy hide is also recommended.
Yeah, I have arbor on my cloak.
Okay.
He's gonna recommend everything to you. So
Does it stack?
Oh, and as always, he most definitely recommends haste.
Ooh.
Hey,
Ooh.
Yeah, you get to attack 14 times before the
No, this isn't Pathfinder. No, haste.
Alone in Pathfinder.
Mechanically, it's a +1 to combat checks, dodge, and reflex saves. They have your movement speed increased by 30 feet per turn. And once per turn, if you miss a target with your combat check, you can immediately make another check. You can immediately make another attack. They both do use stamina, but basically, it's as if you had missed it from. What is it called? When you're in the dark. Either way, if you miss the attack, you can make a follow-up immediately.
how long does it last?
Haste only lasts for, only lasts for 4 rounds per use.
Oh. Oh. How much does it cost?
17,000 copper.
And, it's 50 gold standard, so it's 25 gold from him.
Wow, I would actually not pay more than 5 for that even.
Well,
It's only, it's not even a minute, half a minute.
I mean, but you normally kill things in 3 turns.
Yeah, two-stroke joke.
eh?
I'm currently on 110 gold.
Well, that being the case, he's also willing to forward you a loan if it's money that you need.
Oh,
No, no,
I
no,
got
no.
money.
What is this Target trying to give you a credit card?
But seriously, have you seen our deals? 5% off.
Is it a membership card?
No. But yeah, whatever you're looking to spend, you're getting everything half off. He does recommend haste. He thinks it's good. Understandably, it's expensive for not lasting that long. Part of the reason is when you drink a potion of haste, it affects you and allies within a certain range of you. You are going in alone. That does limit its benefit a little.
How does it? What?
It's
Okay, how
it's
does it-
it's a magical effect.
It's magic.
Yeah. The effect of drinking the potion is the same as casting the spell centralized on the person that uses it.
My sweat makes people go quickly.
Well, yeah, that's why people used to buy a gladiator sweat.
I don't wanna know. 2 heal, 2 sticky wounds, 2 great reach. That's 110 gold.
All right. He puts it all in a little to-go box for you.
Hold on. That's 5 platinum and 10 gold.
5 platinum. Yeah, because the platinum's 20 gold. Okay. He doesn't. You know what? He trusts you so much. He doesn't even buy the platinum coins while you're in the shop.
While I'm in there.
Yeah, but
Okay.
no, like I said, he boxes it. He puts it in a nice little box for you with all. Was it 6 potions?
Yes.
Yep, with the 6 potions in little slots. And he wishes you well at the tournament. He will be there. He's closing up the shop in an hour to get ready.
I will put down that I have a very nice potion box now.
Yeah, it is a nice potion box. It holds up to 8.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's only the potions are tiny, like vials that are only like maybe 3.5, or probably about 4 inches long, and then maybe an inch thick. So the box is large enough that each of those has like a slot to put it into, and there are 8 slots. 4 by 2.
Fancy.
It also has the symbol for his shop on the head of the.
Of course it does.
All
Okay.
right, he waves you out, and then he starts putting stuff away. So you step back outside to where Revan's standing, and he's like, "What took you so long?"
Calm down.
I'm just doing. I'm doing the cross line on top and the foot thing, like glancing at him.
Go to Lessie.
Did you find everything you needed?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, remember, each day you gain back 1 point of was it strength? It was strength that you were lacking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I try to do that spell again? Let me forgot what it was.
Yeah, you can attempt it.
I will make an anima check this again.
Yes.
31.
All right. You help him recover 1 more point, which will put him either all the way back at full or 1 short, I think. Do you know what the number is, Sandre?
Constitution it was.
Oh, okay. So you healed 1 naturally, and then Revan helped you gain 1 more back.
That's all the constitution you need.
All right. Well, fantastic. Your stamina is no longer suffering.
I'm still.
By the way, just in case, do you remember to stop by the blacksmith on your way to the tournament, since he has your armor?
No, the armor I'm wearing right now is actually better.
It is better, but
Yeah.
do you go back to pick the armor up, or do you take this one to the tournament?
I do enjoy the black.
But does it fit your aesthetic?
There you
I don't
go.
know what color is the thing I'm wearing from the potion shop?
From the potion shop, it's the lettering and logo is all in green, and it's in a white.
It'll stand out more in your black armor.
It could not be uglier. Okay, yeah, if the blacksmith's on the way, I'm gonna poke my head in and see some stuff.
Yeah, the blacksmith is the part of the trade district that he's in is fairly close to the area that you're walking to already. So it's about 10 minutes just out of your way to stop by. And when you get there, he lets you know that the armor's all patched up after, whoever it is that cut all the straps and whatnot. He made all of his apprentices were up last night with him getting it all fixed up, and they have it shined up for you today since they know you're competing.
Aw, how nice of them.
Nice.
Murder them.
Just
Just kidding. We'll
okay,
wait.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay,
And I think you already paid this guy, did you not?
I did.
All right, so you exchange the armor that you had rented from him, get your armor back, and you'll still make it to the tournament ground in time. When you get there, do you have your key into the tournament that they gave you?
The necklace?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Okay. When you show up, even the fighters, they're entering through the front of the arena grounds, but people that have the medallion are being pulled off to the side and taken sort of down into the depths. Somebody see it, like a bunch of guards are standing around. They recognize you. They only have 16 faces that they have to know as far as competition goes, and they wave you over and ask if you're ready to get all signed up and whatnot. You're there about 15 minutes earlier than you needed to be, but the tournament itself starts in an hour and 15.
Revan, did you want to heal me?
You went to sleep, so you should be good, right? Do I have to heal him?
I have not fully healed.
I will heal you then. It's so much spite.
Okay! Don't murder me in my sleep, please.
Yeah, I think he would. What's your strength, Sandre?
20?
Okay, so you would gain 5 plus 11, 16. You'd gain 21 health from a full night's sleep.
Yeah. That would
Okay.
be enough.
Okay. All right, so you're back at full health. Shai, you might also want to put yourself back at full health and stamina.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just in case someone starts throwing spears into the crowd. Yep. By the way, you guys also see standing around, sort of weirding people out, is Zhao Yu, who is completely motionless, about 15 feet from the guards that you're talking to.
Yeah, boy. Does he look dead? No.
Does he look hurt?
No.
No.
He
Look
Fine.
dented.
a bit.
A bit.
Yep.
Gonna saltily kill him as well. With negative energy.
Oh yeah.
Feel my negativity.
Telling the guards I'm ready to go now.
Okay. One of the guards leaves the post and walks you down. It's about 2 flights of stairs and through a couple hallways that are torch lit. When you get to the meeting room, there are 12 other people down there. It's a combination of humans, orcs, only 2, mostly Silesians, and you see 1 dwarf. But no gnomes in attendance. Apparently they're not much for martial sport.
Wasn't there only like one gnome attending at all?
At least 3 were in the preliminaries across all of the city, but there were hundreds of competitors.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, their chances were not great. Either way, you walk in. Do you go up and speak to anyone here? Everybody's just sort of milling about. There's food, alcohol, water set out for the competitors down here just to get comfortable.
Let's poison the food. I'm actually gonna eat some food.
Day 1, poison the food. All of it. Forget to eat before poisoning the food. Gosh.
Starve as you cannot touch any of the food.
Yep. You don't trust it. Okay, yeah, but like I said, there's meat, there's pastries, everything is set out. It's a fairly good spread, and there's everything from tea through Sea Lord's wine for you guys to drink, because this tournament's a big deal. All right. Above ground, because Zhao Yu and Revan are not allowed down into the tournament grounds. Do you guys go to take a seat up in the stands?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You hear people shouting as you're moving into to the actual tournament area. The inside of the arena, it is a large bowl. For people that are here, people are basically selling scalp tickets for the up close seats. As far as you're aware, it's just a straight price to go in. You're not sure how they would be selling tickets for like right up against the action, but you hear it from all corners as you walk in.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Okay.
I ain't gonna be a part of that.
Since there's no money in it for you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I can see who's gonna wear this building.
Shall you? And Ribbon. And Sandre. All right. Despite not buying these scalp tickets, you guys manage to still get fairly close in on the ground level.
Ooh, that's a real arena.
Yeah. Why is this not showing?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Little gladiator style.
Yep.
I'm so entertained.
I'm beyond entertained. This is great. This is great stuff.
Oh, this is very enjoyable.
Why is it not? That's so weird. It's so weird that it's not willing to grab the entirety of the thing. Alright, either way. So you guys are here in the grounds. And while you're out there, they announced that the tournament itself will start in an hour, but before the actual fighting begins for the 16 competitors, one of which will, win the grand prize, get a wish fulfilled from the Grand Prince, that there's a grand melee. They're still signing people up for it right now, and it will happen at noon to kick off the tournament. And so there are people, not with forms or anything, but there are guards standing around, and if you have questions about it, you can ask them.
Yeah, what's that about?
There's a grand. So you ask one of the guards. You just stop by.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, he tells you. Well, before the actual competitors come out for their one-on-one fights, we're going to have a grand melee. A grand melee. We're limiting it to. It's generally between 70 and 100 people, and it's an everybody for themselves fight. The person that comes out on top, it's 5 gold to enter, but the winnings for it are 90% of all the money that goes in, plus a trophy for winning the melee. The trophy itself has a material value of 15 platinum. Would you be interested, sir? You look pretty scary.
This is probably an obvious question. Do people die?
I mean, some people do, but mostly that's because they push themselves too hard.
Wait, what exactly are they doing again?
The arena here, and he points to the open area, is filled with competitors. It is an all-and-out, there are no teams, everyone is out for themselves battle. You can yield to leave the arena. Retreating back to the wall is yielding. But the other people in the arena with you cannot be held accountable if you push yourself farther than combat than you should. So, so undoubtedly some people are going to die, but should you yield, it's expected that the rest of the competition will accept that and move on to fighting someone that is still a competitor.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
All right. He points you from the stands that you're in back towards the entrance. He tells you there's a booth set up. The captain of the guard for this district, and he puts it down. Lee Win is in charge of that. And he reminds you it's 5 gold for an entrance fee. Just so you're aware, this is a melee. There are no spells. This is purely a contest of physical martial ability.
I can use a bow though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people are going to look at that. I mean, personally, he says a lot of people are going to look at that as a handicap in the melee as is, because it leaves you open. But no, as long as what you're doing is purely physical, then no, that's more than allowed. Okay. All right. So you go look for Lee Win.
Yeah. This would be great, guys.
This is how we lost 2 people in 2 games.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna play this like I play Super Smash Brothers. Just wait for everybody to kill each other.
And then just smash random buttons.
Yeah. And then you just play Kirby, you hang out on the side of the map, and then you just suck people in and dive bomb.
Are you really doing this?
Yeah. All I gotta do is save my stamina.
Yeah, stamina is what is going to run people down.
Feels.
You see? Okay, yeah. Okay, so you show up to Lee Win. The guards that are with him are still announcing nearby as people come in that they're still signing up. They have 25 slots left for the Grand Melee.
Yeah.
Advertising that it's 5 gold.
I give them 5 gold.
Okay. They ask that if they either need you to put your name down here with the gold so that they can make sure that they got the money and they got your name down correctly. If you cannot spell your own name, one of my, and he points to his guards here, one of my guards here will put it down for you. And you can sign an X for yourself.
I write my name and I give them 5 gold.
Can you even fit like a pen or quill in that like?
I have fingers still. It's just
yeah,
a gauntlet.
But like, isn't it like different? I don't know. I've never worn like an enormous metal gauntlet over my digits, bro.
Are my gauntlets almost like the draconic ones, where they have like nails on them? Fingernail type ones.
You're gonna just hold it with little nail points.
I'm just gonna carve my name into it.
No,
Using my index finger.
No. But you have full articulation with it. I mean, you're not wearing what would be considered like a proper suit of armor for a living person.
Right.
Like, it works the way it does because you're undead.
Yeah.
It has greater range of motion than a regular suit would.
It's not like trying to write your name while wearing boxing gloves.
Correct.
Okay. So, yeah, I write my name. I give them the 5 gold.
I do not regret questioning the mechanics of this.
Not at all.
Important factors.
This will be great.
Okay.
Are there any rules besides no magic?
Huh? Nice. Are there any rules? Can you think of something that you have a specific question about?
Climbing the pillars in the middle?
Climbing the pillars is fine. They stand 15 feet high. But you could not float up there. You would have to physically climb.
Okay.
Because magic is prohibited.
Can they, how can people tell if it's magic or not? If I'm using my floaty shoes and I'm pretending to climb, I mean...
You're not sure. But
okay.
outside...
I'm not gonna play yet.
Here's the deal. You're not sure how they would do it. I mean, they might have some sort of high-tech way of doing it with magic as far as wards and the like. But the capital is the 3rd center in the Empire for magical studies. Like, there's Starfish Spire, there's Valersk, and then there's the capital. So it wouldn't be unheard of for there to be mages on hand for that sort of thing if there's a rule for it.
Okay.
Let's see.
Are there people, like, gathering up to go inside?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go find some, people to talk to. I'm gonna find the meanest looking mother effer.
Gonna make him a bitch.
Pretty much.
You walk up, and the toughest looking people there are generally the orcs.
Okay. Walk up to a group of orcs. And I hail them.
They give you a shrug. They acknowledge that you're there.
ask them what their strategy is. Kind of chuckling, because it's hilarious to ask that.
Kill fast, kill strong.
You guys gonna have to kill each other?
Kill each other last.
Let's say we work out a deal. I have no allegiance to my brethren or the humans. I obviously can hold my own. As I do the up and down on my own body with my eyes, I'm like, look at me. Let's be honest. You guys shit yourself a little with me walking up here. You're trying to play it cool, but yeah. Yeah. Let me in on it. And if I win, I'll give you guys a little bit. Because I'm honestly just doing this for fun.
They seem to consider it for a moment. One of them walks up and says, "What's your actual idea here?"
Yeah, so, you know, we just say a truce between me and your group till the end, and then we can do a nice gentlemanly one-on-one until the last person emerges victorious. But until it's us, you know, we slaughter the rest of everybody else, or make them submit. And if I end up winning by the end, I'll give everybody here a little piece of the winnings, just as a good faith, or good show.
uh, Did you
I mean, what do you have to lose?
roll your check?
Yeah.
All right. Methinks we have little to lose. He looks at you and gives a shrug. Not likely to lose.
Yeah.
Maybe much to gain. We see. We'll see.
Sweet. Shake his hand. But I do the, like, arm thing, because they, you know, that's how orcs are.
Yeah.
I'd wink at him, but I can't.
He does it. He does it back. He makes a strength check to pull you in when you do it.
I'm gonna make a dexterity check to pull my arm forward, because instead of him trying to pull my body forward, he's just going to elongate my arm and throw himself off balance. Because I see people trying to do that shit all the time, and it's stupid. Would it be reflex or dex? It's probably
It's just a dex check.
Here we
But then I got
Sorry.
All right, you go to elongate your arm, but he pulls hard and he ends up like you stutter a second and pull forward. He has won this round. He's made you look the fool, and now
That's okay.
he goes back and you hear him loudly explaining to the other orcs in like very loud whispers what the plan is and how he's not afraid that you're gonna give any of them a run for their money when the end comes. So it's a good plan. He calls you a chump. And you see him doing the like arm thing with the other orcs, like showing it to them in case they weren't looking. He's like, "He reached out, grabbed arm. He thought I was going for hand. He tried to do smart thing. I pulled him anyways. He tripped. I show him art of deal."
That's fine. I'll let him have it.
Well, yeah, I bet you're going to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they let you know about 5 minutes after you get in there that everyone has been signed up that is competing. 585 gold has been raised.
Wow.
Yeah. That's 121 people, if I'm not mistaken. Nope.
Not only
No.
100 people could do it.
That's what the guards said.
God. Okay.
Oh, sorry. 605 gold's been raised.
But are people still signing up? What the fuck?
No, I did the number of people first, and then I
610 gold.
610 gold.
615.
Huh. They just keep taking gold, and then
Yeah.
you guys are all sitting down here, and you hear the door click. Some guys just scammed all of you out of 5 gold. Water,
Yeah,
crazy purple knockout gas begins to fill the room.
that's so serious. That's a pretty solid scam.
Yeah. Yeah, you bet it is. Okay, either way. So you guys, you were told that it's about 30 minutes till. In 5 minutes, you're going to be led out to the field. A person comes around and hands each of you a card with a number on it. There's a corresponding spot at the edge of the arena for you.
Okay. I meet up with some Celestians and make the same deal.
All right, let me see.
I'm basically going to do it with every group.
Okay, the Celestian you walk up to and his group did not oversee what happened with the orcs.
Okay. I mean,
You run him through the same spiel about
Yeah,
like
like,
those orcs over
listen.
there.
yeah. I'm like, I'm a Celestian, you're a Celestian. Let's keep each other alive.
Okay, make your charisma check.
Come on. There it goes. It's the first one because it didn't pop up the first time.
Okay. Yeah.
Damn, that was a 19.
I mean, the guy tells you, yeah. I mean, I've got to tell you, I know we're not supposed to kill people that yield out there, but if I see an orc yield, I mean, accidents happen, right?
Right. I just be careful, man. It's how vendettas and revenge deaths happen. But I got your back. And then I shake his hand.
Would you put some coffee in for me, please? My mouthy. Okay. Yeah, but he agrees to it, and he goes back and he starts explaining to. Oh, okay. You don't want to make it in that? All right. He goes back and explains. Do you try and run this same scam with the humans?
I wait until like a minute before it starts. I put some time between me
Okay.
talking to them.
By the time you finish talking to the Celestian, it'll be 3 minutes until you guys have to head out to the field.
Okay, well I fuck off for 2 minutes. So nobody
Okay.
can fight. Like I just walk out of the area and then I come back. And I
Okay.
try to like stealth my way over to the humans.
All right. Roll a sneak check, just to try and blend it. I mean, blending in through the crowd is difficult because you're a 6.5 foot tall, black plated, walking monster. But with the 32, you at least manage to make yourself look like you belong there, and people are like, "Oh, I saw him," and and not pay attention to you.
Same thing with the humans.
Okay. What argument do you sell to the humans as far as the orcs and the Celestians? That's all I want to hear from you.
So I
It's
have a
early
deal
enough.
going with the
I'll take
Celestians.
regular.
I'm straight up with them, and I say, you know, honestly, between Celestians, humans, and orcs, I'd rather humans and Celestians be the winner. What I'd like to do is just mosey that way, so we can at least rid the orcs and make it a 50-50 chance between our two species. So what I'd like to do is at least assure my way to the top by proving
Yes,
help
please.
to you guys. When it comes down to 50-50, I'm not gonna.
I haven't had
not gonna
frozen
fight for
coffee
any
all
side
week.
in particular, even though I am Celestian. I just want to make myself to the end, and then whoever gets to like the top 5, I'm planning on just giving a part of my winnings. So if you guys help me get there, you might even just be a winner, even if you don't get number 1. It's like 15 platinum. So
All right, make your check to sell this scam to the third group.
ooh, not as good. I'm intimidating. Can I say that after? Do it.
What?
Did you see my Wanderer check?
Yeah.
Hand
He gets high.
Here, puppy, puppy. No, that hand.
Oh, the other, yeah.
Here, puppy, puppy.
Oh, thank
All
you,
right.
terrible.
Wow, they rolled 1s for their perception check to notice that you talked to the other people and to see through the obvious scam. Partially because you sell the idea well with, you're like, look, I already talked to the Celestians. The goal here is just to make sure the orcs lose.
Yeah.
And when you say it, they believe you because they know that your two peoples are really at odds right now. In fact,
Yeah.
the guy that you're speaking to tells you he's a little surprised that there are orcs in the capital right now at all, given that the tribes down there are at war with your empire as we speak.
Oh yeah. They're up here trying to kill my friends. So.
Oh, so you've already got a vendetta going into this. Have they succeeded yet?
So, no, thank God. None of my friends.
Of course. Well, I'm glad to hear that your friends are all still alive.
Yep. Appreciate
What the
appreciate
fuck
you
did you
guys' help.
say?
I wish you good luck.
He goes in to shake your hand.
Good tidings. I shake his hand.
All right. He's not a jackass about it. He just shakes your hand and then he moves on.
Excellent.
Oh, you'll have to watch the stream.
The pen is mightier than the sword, ladies and gentlemen.
But the bow is mightier than the pen.
Yeah, I just have to wait until there's like 5 people left. They'll murder oh my god, they'll have no stamina. It's gonna be great.
Okay. So all of you are. There's a trumpet blast. Some guards come in. Nope, I'm not going to go with that. They lead you out to the field. You all have your numbers already, and you are placed right by the bloody gate, which is on the bottom area of the field.
Okay.
The northern gate is the beast gate. This one is the gladiator's entrance. Generally, when they're doing like beast on person fights. For the upcoming fights, it'll be people on both sides. But says the guard that's walking you out, who works here on the weekends. It's like you're going through a brewery, and he's like, "Yeah, that distillery is actually fairly new. We got that 14 years ago. It's not one of our originals." Okay. Will you get me the cream? Yeah. Awesome. I have the best wife. She brought me my coffee. And it smells great. Alright, but he leads you out there. As he's pointing you guys off, like people are asking what side of the arena. Because it's a big arena. They don't see the numbers until they're close. He tells you, like, that's 1 to 30. It's 30 to 60. Yada, yada. He asks if anybody has any last questions, because the guards are going to get the hell out.
Nah.
Okay.
How long does this usually last?
Oh, 5-10 minutes tops.
Wonderful.
People get tired fast. Most people don't realize how fast. Yeah.
Great.
All right, yeah. Best of luck to you, brother. He gives you the Wan Shi salute, and then he walks out.
Aw.
All right, so when you find your spot, you can hear the people up top are announcing that the melee is about to begin. While you were down in the below, Sandre and Revan, the 16 competitors were brought out to the field to each be announced. Sandre, you were given your number. You are competitor number 7 for the actual fights. And to quickly go over the list, the competitors for the actual tournament in the order that they'll be fighting is Dalpion the Blade, who is a Celestian, Punyo the Fist, that is a human, Janto the Arrow, a Celestian, Suk Twin Axe, who is an orc, Gunbyung the Cudgel, which is a Celestian, number 6, Rampine the Grappler, who is a human, Sandre. Did you give them a title for you? Okay. Then they're just going to refer to you as the Hammer if you don't give them a title. Okay. Sandre the Hammer is number 7. Chenmo the Silent is number 8. Sifri Dual Hammer as number 9. Mao the Spear is number 10. Cotello the Knife as 11. Weda Di Jian the Claymore is number 12. Muliel the Glaive is number 13. Daria the Swift is number 14. Liun the Brave, 15. And the last competitor, Lycian the Gloom, is number 16. All in all, there are 3 orc competitors, yourself included. 1 dwarf, 3 humans, and the majority are Celestians. But they announce each of you in turn. There's a small ceremony where each one of you is given a bronze chain to wear about your neck as a signifier that you've made it this far in the tournament, since they took the pendants back when you guys came in. Whether you win or lose, just to show that you were one of the 16 people that made it this far, the chain is a signifier of that status. Well, if you die, they'll bury you with it.
But then somebody's gonna grave rob me.
Well, Nalera's dead, so the chances of that have already gone down from what they would have been.
True.
And if they keep Revan from finding out where they bury you, the chances that you're gonna get grave robbed go way down.
Or reanimated.
That's more along. That's what I mean. I mean, he's still gonna rob your grave of your body and reanimate it.
I don't think that there's
It's fine. You'll be dead. You won't know. Either way, yeah. So you guys are out there. When you start seeing Sandra, you see a bunch of people coming out onto the field. And they let you guys know that the grand melee is going to begin before the official fights start. All of you are hustled back down into the waiting area. And you are allowed to. There's an area on the far side over the far gate, or the beast gate, that you can watch from for the fight if you'd like to. Your token is there right now.
I wanna watch. See him die. Da-da-da-da-da.
Hooray!
Can see me die?
No, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, it's the only way Sandre will ever find out if he's going to die when you die.
It's true.
It'd be so sad if there was only you and like one other person left, and they killed you, and then their soul was torn out.
Yeah.
It'd be great if we could get everybody in a bubble around me and then I kill myself. And we all just get removed from the plane entirely.
There you go. And Revan is just like, no, the souls! So many beautiful souls. So many enchantments that never were. Is Revan still with us? I haven't heard him in a long time.
Yeah, he's right there.
I have been.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I realized I didn't have that screen pulled up. Yeah,
Funnily enough, you made the enchantment joke at the same time I made the enchantment joke.
nice.
Keeping all this saltiness to himself.
I mean, you know, I know everybody doesn't like a lot of salt in their food, so.
Impossible. Which is actually making its appearance, his debut as the new beer of choice in Runestone at this tournament. Yeah, after it Impossible, and I can't believe it's not grog. Okay. Oh, Sandre, can I get a quick perception check for you from you?
Perception.
It is great, babe.
Am I there? Perception. No.
Okay. You didn't get a good look, but you did notice as you were look while everyone else was being announced in the field. At least half of the people here with you also have tabards on, though you do not know what the symbols refer to. Like, they could be shops, they could be personal sigils. You didn't get a good enough look to know. You just see at least 8 people here are wearing the same type of thing that you are.
Nice. I won't look stupid then.
There you go. Or you'll look less stupid. Everyone will be expecting it. Okay. So the Grand Prince shows up. Da-da.
Oh, that's great. He's gonna see me there. I mean, what the fuck is this guy doing?
What is he doing? The Grand Prince with a number of his personal guards show up in the same area that Sandre and the other competitors are in. He's come to announce the beginning of the melee. A herald announces Prince Shan Guang, who is the heir apparent to the Empire. He comes out, raises a large gold, what looks like gold, mailed fist, raises it high, shouts "For our glory," and then he hurls it into the center of the ring. And immediately people around you start slicing at each other. I need your initiative.
Boom. Oh,
Dang, a natural 20.
do they start slicing before I start running?
Human Merc.
So he threw something gold into the middle of the arena?
It looks like a gauntlet.
What is up with the human? Oh, wasn't the humans
Let's
disgusting?
see. Doing great.
I think they rolled a 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure since it's red. Okay. No, you are first. You're the fastest person on the field. And if you remember, I said the pillars are 15 feet high.
Yep.
Make a real quick perception check for me.
It's going swimmingly.
Okay, this is important. You can't see this one as well because of the angle.
Yeah.
These 2 pillars have what looks like the top of them is clearly very rounded off. This one looks like it's broken and has a flatter top to it.
Okay.
It doesn't. There's no oil or anything that you can see on the pillars that would make it hard to climb, but it looks like the 2 closest to you would be hard to balance on.
Yeah. I'll go and pick up. I'm gonna double move. I'm gonna pick up the gauntlet, and then I'm gonna finish my move.
Okay, you'll be moving right
There.
past it.
Yeah.
On this
I'm just
window,
gonna
can you
essentially
fit
be
the
right
chat
here.
window there by making this smaller?
I can't.
Is this technically 60 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
All right. You grab the gauntlet. It's heavy. Like, it's real heavy.
Put it in my bag.
And
Deal with it later.
you realize this might be the trophy for the melee. If this thing is made of
teleport
if this thing is made of solid gold like it looks, it would easily be worth 15 platinum.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yep. All right, so you make it over there. No room left to climb, and let's see who notices you. It's not going to be hard. Wow.
Okay.
These are the Celestian competitors. They see you.
I'm not worried about them. I don't think anybody's gonna. Oh fuck me.
The cross. Oddly enough, it's the humans with crossbows that are the ones that see you running, which makes sense because of all the people on the field. They're the ones that didn't immediately turn to like the nearest person and start fighting.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going to try and give themselves some room. Yep, you run up there. The orc mercenaries go next. Only a couple of them start fighting with each other. The rest of them run to nearby targets to begin fighting Silesians or humans. And like I said, there's only about 5 orcs in the arena total.
Yeah.
But they spread out, clearly not wanting to really do battle with one another. The human mercs mostly head towards the center of the arena. There's some skirmishing here and there, but in the same way, most of them don't seem to be fighting each other. A couple of them, though, rush at the humans that have crossbows and seem to be attempting to take them out quickly.
Can I tell which group of humans I've talked to, or I was
I mean,
near?
You can make a perception check, but I mean, at distance and with all the chaos of this, they do
It's hard to
mostly
tell.
look the
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I won't worry about it.
Okay. The mercenary crossbowmen attempt to spread out and get away. Only a handful of them are not engaged by the time that they're able to move. Those that aren't actually take pot shots at you.
Oh shit.
What is your dodge?
25.
Should-
Either 25 or 26.
How is it 25? Your dodge is 15 plus level, plus dex.
26. It's 15 plus level, half level.
No, it's level. Attack is half level.
Oh, maybe I just haven't leveled it up in a while then. Might be higher than that.
Okay.
Uh,
You do get a half cover from the
are we
pillar.
Are we 12? Or
You're 11.
Okay, so that's 26 plus 3.
Okay. So 29. So one of them gets close, but the shot banks off of the pillar in front of you.
Man, I have been doing my dodge wrong for a while. For 3 levels, exactly.
Well, at least you were doing it right before that.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. The Silesians hit the field. They appear to be moving mostly out to meet the humans. A couple of them run to fight with the orcs. And after the first round, about half of the arena is engaged fighting one another. The other half are moving towards the center, towards where you are.
I start climbing.
Make an athletics check.
Strength check.
It is a sheer climb. Like, it's too big for you to actually get your arms all the way around. A 14 is not enough.
You know what? Time being, I am going to. It's hard because I see the squares, but that's not actually where the what's it
Correct.
called are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move over here. And I'm just gonna have my sword and shield out.
Okay, so you haven't taken your bow out?
No, my bow's still on my back, and my shield gives me +1 AC
There you go.
or dodge. Sorry,
+1 to dodge.
AC doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's defense. Yeah, so the orcs go. Oh, geez. The ones fighting the Silesians completely drop the ball. The ones fighting against the human crossbow mercenaries are just slaughtering them.
Nice. Yeah, they have crossbows out. I wouldn't expect anything else.
The humans going after their own crossbow people they just did awful all around. They're just Oh man.
Humans suck.
Yeah, apparently so.
I mean, I don't say that out loud, but
The kind of the bad. Human merc. What is it? 2 plus. Oh, that's why. 5 plus 5. Sorry about that, I had to fix something. The remaining ones head in towards the center. And you notice it looks like some of them start fighting with one another here towards the center of the arena.
okay. I'll allow it.
The mercenary crossbowmen, again, there's only a couple that are still out that haven't been ganged up on. They're just firing into the crowd of people that are running for the center. Yep. And mostly hitting. The Celestian soldiers pull up into a line and are charging against the human mercenaries that are pulling into the middle of the arena.
Ooh, that's smart. See, that's how you win.
As well as pushing in on the orcs on the side. And they're doing really well. A couple people are pretty badly wounded. When it gets back around to your turn, most of the melee, it's in 4 separate groups. The orcs are fighting humans, as well as Celestians. The humans appear to be fighting one another. Can I get a perception check from you, though? Okay, yeah. It looks like they're doing combat with one another, and those that were fighting have turned to fight the Celestians that have now come up.
Sorry, say that one more time.
The humans in the middle were fighting with each other, but the ones that were near the Celestians turned and stopped fighting each other to fight them when they walked up.
These ones?
No. The ones down bottom. Down here, where the Celestians showed up, those guys stopped fighting each other to fight them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's smart.
Okay, do you attempt to climb?
No. Oh, actually, did I see if this one has
You didn't look while you were moving, and it's tough to see from the base.
I'm just gonna move over here.
Just zigzagging your way across the arena.
I'm just gonna hang out over here. Actually,
Okay.
closer to this. And, I'll just kind of lean up against the wall.
Make an intelligence check real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you get to the wall, you remember going back to the outer wall is a way of forfeiting, of stepping down in the fight. It's something that the guard told you.
Okay, never mind. I'll stand right here then.
Okay. Yeah, it occurs to, like, you're heading for the wall, and then you realize, like, oh, that's right. Going back all the way to the outer wall once you head in is a way of bowing out.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do any fighting, or you just prop up against the pillar there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my stamina.
Alright. The 2 groups of orcs. Okay. The human crossbowmen are all but eliminated. The orcs have just put the boot to them. The ones against the Celestians are losing badly. The human mercs that are up against crossbowmen are tearing them apart now. And the ones fighting each other are having mixed results. The lesson here being that at least half of the ranged fighters that entered the arena are already unconscious or close to it and yielding.
Mm-hmm.
The crossbowmen that are still alive are firing at the orcs now that attack the other crossbowmen. And handicapping some of them. The lizard men have, as I said, pulled up into sort of a what looks to be a military formation, and are just plowing through the humans on the south side of the arena.
I love it.
Yeah, they're moving through them the way that you see. Like, they're not wearing insignia. You would guess that the majority of these guys, if not all of them, are probably veterans on leave from the army.
Fanlax type style fighting too.
Make a quick perception. At least 3 of them actually look like they have their shields locked or overlapping with one another.
Aw, look at them. Look at them.
Also,
Too bad I'm gonna have to kill them.
the humans they ran down are just dead. Like, they're dead in the middle of the arena.
Oh, fuck me. No Steve.
There goes the guy you struck the deal with. He's dead.
That's okay. That's how it works.
Alright.
Well, I'll just keep my action ready. I'm just waiting.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna move around this pillar to be behind these guys.
Okay. Do you take up any kind of stance? Since there are a bunch of different stances now?
Sure, I'll just be defensive.
Okay. Let's see. Alright, you take up the defensive stance there. The orcs. The orcs that are left rush on the crossbowmen that are firing into them. The orcs the orcs attacking Celestians, not doing very well. The human mercs, to a man, stop fighting with one another in the middle of the arena and rush onward at the wall of spears.
That's a death wish.
Well, there are more of them than there are Celestians.
Yeah. We'll see. See how long that lasts. Oh, not bad.
They cleave into the line of Celestians, with middling effects. They finish off the crossbowmen were already dead. Crossbowmen aren't dead. They've just given up. There are just a handful of crossbowmen left. They all run for the wall and disqualify themselves.
Okay.
The lizard folk soldiers. Or the Celestians in combat. Do mediocre. They're still winning their fight against the orcs that are out there. And they're holding, but not advancing through the humans. When it gets back to your turn, they're more or less standing where they were before.
Okay.
What do you do?
I just I let this continue. I mean, everybody's gonna kill each other. That's the idea, is that I wait for everyone to die, and then when nobody has any stamina, I murder them.
Make a quick perception check. There's a handful of people from the stands shouting at you and throwing produce.
Great. They can go fuck themselves. I'm about to have 15 platinum. I don't give a shit what they do. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
They pony up the 5 gold and do it.
Oh, because they don't have it.
Oh, it's too bad.
I can tell that you really feel for their situation.
Yeah.
Alright, the orcs are pushing along the wall against the Celestians. There are no orcs in the center. They never made it that far. No more crossbowmen left. And the humans appear to push through the Celestian wall.
Oh shit.
There are just too many of them. Crossbowmen are all gone. The lizard folk fighting the orcs. And in the center, well, the ones in the center rally. About half the people. Yep. Those humans that managed to cut through and actually move through the line are cut down.
Hey, that's what I need. Need this to be a close battle.
God, I'm hoping that's just a smiley face.
Yeah. It's a red rock.
It was.
And we get back around to you. So you asked before the battle, as far as deaths, there's at least 24 corpses on the field.
Okay.
There's you can easily find, if you're looking, see people that are like crawling towards the wall and are not being, like, no one's shooting crossbow bolts at people that are crawling away, and no one's chasing them down to fight. But there are a lot of dead bodies on the field already.
Nice. Get back on this side of the wall so that these guys can't see me.
God, the crowd fucking hates you.
I don't give a shit what the crowd thinks. And yeah, I just make myself flat with the wall, and I wait for this whole situation to end, and these guys to run over here and fight these guys. And then I'll just come up behind and finish whatever ends up right here. Oh, I will make a sneak check.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Human mercs.
It might- See who it is. Ooh, those Celestians are getting fucked up.
Yeah, the Celestians
They
are.
started out strong, man, but
They were more than the ones in the middle were almost doubly outnumbered.
oh fuck, yeah, they're fucked.
Yeah, more than half the ones that are left are cut down. They're either killed, or a handful of them they yield. All of them are out though.
Okay.
You better see it fucking wall.
The ones fighting the orcs push back pretty strong. Okay. It gets back around to your turn. There's not so much fighting going on in the middle anymore.
So there's 2 Celestians over here and an orc. And then some humans.
Yes,
That's what it seems like.
that's an accurate representation.
Okay. I move 30 feet over here. And... actually, no, I'll wait here. I'll stay hidden. Oh, no. You know what? I gotta be consistent. I move right here. And I just have my sword and shield out. And I'm waving the humans over. to come join the battle over here. I said, for glory. There you go.
You're gonna make a
Yeah.
charisma check
I love the delivery of that.
for glory.
For glory.
Kind of like, and I'm pointing at the orc. I'm trying to very clearly point at the orc at this point.
All right, Sandre, the people in the booth with you, the other competitors, the 15 other people, most of them have very not nice things to say about Zhao Yu while they're watching. The crowd is watching Zhao Yu. Like, there are people cutting each other down. Yeah, I would do that. There are people cutting each other down, but the only thing that the actual fighters waiting for the tournament are talking about is how Zhao Yu is not fighting. Like, he's out there, but he's not fighting.
Yep.
There are a couple people in there, including the one dwarf that showed up, that think he's doing the right thing.
What do you mean?
Fighting.
Sifri, the dwarf, walks up to you and says, he doesn't have much. His people have lost a lot of the respect they once had for the Celestians, but he points out at Zhao Yu and he says that one is aiming to win and knows how to do it. He will win. Or he could die, but he'll die having the best plan out there.
Wait, they were saying a lot of not nice things. I thought they were hating him.
The majority of the people up there with you are. A couple of them, though, are like, no, I mean, that's the best plan there is in a melee.
Yep.
Not do melee.
The best plan is to let other people cut each other down. It's not honorable, but, I mean, if your
who
only
has
goal
more
is to
honor,
win.
the dead guy or the guy who's still standing?
That's true. If honor has mass of any kind, then, no.
I'll win.
We lost somebody. Looks like, we lost Sandra for a second. Yep.
Hey, I have very bad internet.
It happens. I mean, even a prince, right?
Even a prince.
But I have something.
It must be the peasants downloading all that pornography.
It must be the underwater pipes being eaten by the sharks again.
That's true. It's those damn sharks and their lasers.
Yes.
Alright, the orcs and the Celestians are still fighting. The humans that are left are rushing over to you.
I look non-threatening.
Oh, absolutely non-threatening.
Do any of these guys look like the people I made a deal with?
Make a perception to see if you can see it. Like I said before, they all look the same. None of them are the guy you specifically talked with. Yeah, his body's back there with a spear wound through his face.
Jesus.
That's the best place to put a spear. And the last orc goes down.
Okay. And it's perfectly my turn.
The one Celestian on the field other than you looks at you and gives you a salute with a spear.
Yeah. I salute him back and I yell, let the last few of us finish this like gentlemen, and perhaps all of us can leave with platinum in our pocket. And I kind of wave them over.
Okay. The orc's gone. And... Yep, all of them attack you.
Oh, that's fair. There's one hit.
Okay.
Nope. There's two.
Okay,
There's
so
two.
2 hits. All of those are, well, all but the first guy there is going to benefit from flanking, though. But your dodge is like 30, right?
It's 30 right now, so yeah, it's
Okay.
still only two.
Still only 2. Alright, yeah, it's 19. before armor, but it does 3 crushing damage. So minimum you're looking at there is 8.
6.
Well, minimum damage 1 plus 3 crushing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let me think. 16, so it's 3 plus 3.
So 6
So
from
it's,
each hit.
12.
Yeah.
It's 12 damage total. Okay.
Alright, it's the lizard guy's turn. He runs up and attempts to run a spear through one of these guys here. And he does so. He runs the spear. The guy attempts to block with his... He just has two falcatas out. He attempts to, like, wave the spear away with the blade. The spear ends up punching right through his palm.
Nice.
And his sword goes scattering across the floor.
This motherfucker's better run out of stamina. Alright, I take a 5-foot step up. And I run. I attack that guy. Whoop, whoop. Oh, those are terrible
wow.
rolls.
His dodge is 24, so you actually miss on the first hit. Yeah, the second hit, however, puts him on the ground. He's already got cuts and bruises all over.
Right, needs to track some stamina. Not worried about running out of stamina at this point. So that's good.
The 3 guys here that are left. 2 of them attack you. The last guy attacks, and after attacking twice, he drops down on one knee, breathing heavy.
Which one is that?
The one right here, in the middle. The lizard folk guy here steps up past you and attempts to spear this guy. He misses on the first hit, he hits on the second. The guy doesn't go down, but he looks very injured. And it's your turn.
I take a 5-foot step this way, and I attack the guy that's not on the ground. Either of the guys that's on the ground. Oh, poor man.
Confirm it.
Yeah, that's a confirm.
Okay. So, I forget, what type of sword do you have? Is it a bastard sword or a long sword?
I want to say it's a longsword. It's the one that I got from
From the guy in the undersea. Yeah, I believe it's a long sword. Yeah, you
I actually wrote it down.
you slash at the guy. Again, these are dexterity fighters. He ducks, he weaves to one side to try and dodge out of your hits that are coming down, like, high to low. You end up nicking him right in the spot between his shoulder blade and his neck, and you can see the blood just flies out of the wound with acid seeping into it in its place. He screams and falls to the ground. His body is twitching. You're not sure whether he's alive or dead.
Doesn't matter either way, huh?
Well, not for you. The 2 guys here look over at each other, and then at you, and at the last lizard folk. They both breathe out heavy, and just go down on one knee. And each of them throws one of their swords to the ground. The Celestian next to you looks at you, slams his spear against his shield, and then throws it to you. Like, he throws the spear down at your feet.
Oh.
And then he takes a knee.
What a nice guy.
He looks exhausted.
Yeah. I look, well, you couldn't tell if I was exhausted regardless, but...
You hear a gong hit from the side of the arena that you were standing on originally.
I did it, boy! The fucking easiest time ever!
Were you carrying that trophy the entire time?
Yeah, I just put that shit in my backpack.
This is
Uh,
going
this is mine. Yeah, the prince himself comes up and invites the winner of the melee to present themselves before his audience box.
Ooh, let's wait for the booze, baby.
It's split about 50-50 now. About half the crowd still hates you for
Yeah.
for playing this like it was Smash Brothers. The other half of the crowd is either, feels mixed about it, or was impressed with the few devastating attacks that you put in there at the end, like slicing the guy's neck open. Oh, by the way, he's clearly dead. His body is still twitching, but you're pretty sure it's the acid.
I'm a good model for winning something like this. I'm a good poster boy for it. I look dope.
You do look
Like,
dope.
Of course that guy won. People will be like, it's not even fair. Like, he shouldn't have been able to enter.
Yeah, some people do feel that way. Especially some of the guards are like, I'm pretty sure that's a Knight of Seoul.
Yeah.
Are they allowed to enter?
I had 10 minutes. I didn't know what to do with my time. Figure I'd
You're
make
like-
it easy 15 flat.
Is that just one of the prince's guards, like, competing?
Oh, I didn't even ask if I was allowed to. Oh well.
Well, no one stopped you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, 15 platinum for 10 minutes is a good going rate. Figured it was worth my time.
Yeah. Yep. So while you walk up to accept whatever accolades or whatever the prince is going to give you, you see a bunch of Celestian medics run onto the field and begin checking the bodies. The people that are still alive get treatment and are pulled off the field. Those that are not will be dealt with in about 15 minutes. You walk.
So
You're going up to the box, right? Like to the ground
Yeah.
near it.
as I walk by this guy, I make sure to grab his name, and I tell him I'll catch up with him after this.
His name is Li Gu.
Okay. I tell him to wait for me outside the arena. I wanna give something to him later.
He's waiting out there, just in the middle of the night. Hit your blade right through his back. You're like, no loose pieces. No loose ends here. No, you walk up. The prince starts to it looks like he's about to speak. He puts his hand to his chest. He looks down, and you get the feeling that he only truly recognized that it was you now. Since you're one of a few dozen people in the world that has ever had a sit-down talk with him.
Yeah. Buddy.
He takes the what was probably a speech that's written down on a piece of paper, and he just crumples it and throws it. He looks down at you with somewhat of a somewhat chastising look, like a quick nod of his head left and right, like this is not what Knights of Seoul were built for. And then instead of a grand speech, he puts his arms out wide and announces that this is your melee champion. And even the people that were booing for you will cheer at anything that the prince says. So the stadium is now open in applause, and silver coins are being thrown into the arena from people in the stands. Yeah, well, if they had platinum coins, they wouldn't be sitting in those sections.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. The prince talks down to you, not shouting, but loud enough that you can hear. And he says, "I believe you already have the trophy, yes?"
Just pull it out of my backpack. Nice.
All right.
No, I need another one. I don't know what happened to it.
Okay.
JK kidding.
Jake.
I pull it out and I put it on my hand or whatever. Make it look cool. The big
Okay.
Warhammer fist.
Yeah. Yeah. The prince tells you. He beckons you forward.
Sure.
Uh, his guards push all of the competitors away so that he can have the closest thing to a moment of well, there goes Sandra again. Like a moment with the two of you where you can speak without being overheard. And he says to come to the east wing of the palace tonight. I'll make sure that you and your party are cleared. I would speak with you.
Excellent.
He gives you the imperial salute first, and then the Wan Shi salute.
I give him the Wan Shi salute back.
Okay. With that, he bows out and he backs up into the crowd up there, and the gate is opened fully, with the guards coming in to escort you out.
Perfect. I go meet my boy outside.
Okay. You walk to the outside of the arena. There are a crowd of people gathered around him. Do you wait until there's no one there, or do you just push through?
I just push through.
Okay. You go up to him. He's in really bad shape. He's still out of breath. There's a lot of damage to his armor, but it doesn't look like he's got too many wounds on him.
How much? What's the ratio of gold to platinum? Like, how much gold equals?
20 gold is 1 plat.
Oh.
Oh, by the
not
way,
that much money.
they hand you the engorged sack of gold coins on your way out.
Oh, and I have a thing?
Yeah, you get the trophy, and you get 90% of what was put in
Oh,
for the entry
fuck me.
fees. Yeah, the melee is not there like to make money for the tournament. The melee is just there as a kickoff to get the crowds excited and waste the better part of 30 minutes with
I
cleanup
take
being
him
half
to the
that.
bank with me.
Okay, so you guys leave. He's like, aren't you staying for the fight?
I tell him, if you want some money, you're gonna come to the bank.
He
with me
follows
right
you. He follows you to the bank.
now. Yeah, he does. I go to the bank that my friend's at.
Okay.
Um,
It'll take you about 30, 40 minutes to get there from here on foot, unless you're gonna catch like a cart. During that time, Sandre, you're number 7. They're going low to high. You'll be in the 4th fight. Each one of those fights has been given about a 30-minute window between when it starts and when the next one begins. Is there anything that you want to do before your battle begins? And do you want to watch the people that are fighting before you, or are you just going to wait in the area that's been set aside for you guys downstairs?
I want to know what weapons number 8 is running with.
Number 8 has a double pair is dual wielding daggers. You're fighting Shenmo the Silent.
Cool. I want to watch and take a note of what I might be up against next.
you should do that for all of them. Yes.
Okay. The first one up is Daopian the Blade and Pyono the Fist. It's a Celestian versus a human. And rather than playing the whole thing out,
Just a quick roll.
let's see. There's for the blade. Wow, evenly matched. What did it? Okay, 18 and 12. Wow. So many 18s in a row. 18, 12. All right. It looks like Dalpian has been put down. Pyongyang the Fist is going on. He is a human pugilist wearing a full suit of leather armor. Or what appears to be leather armor. The next fight up is Janto the Arrow and Suk Twin Axe. Janto is a lizard man, a Celestian, and Suk is an orc.
Bad rolls.
That is not great. Suk the Axe comes out on top, though. Or Suk Twin Axe comes out on top of Janto. The third fight, the one right before you, is Gyambang the Cudgel, who is a lizard man, 5, and Rampuno the Grappler, which is I believe, a Celestian, although he's wearing strange, very human-looking garb. He may be someone that wasn't raised here. And the pugilist lost. The cudgel is going forward. So,
Brutally.
yeah, it was not close. It's a two-handed.
One
Gunbyung the cudgel.
using
Using a two-handed hammer. Great Maul. And the next fight is your fight.
nice.
Oh shit.
So let's clear all the useless debris out of the arena.
Acceptable casualties.
When everything is said and done, only about 30% of the combatants died. The rest of them at least will survive the day.
30% died out of like 120.
About
Still a lot of people dead.
it is, but I mean, most of the killing happened right in the middle of the arena, with the charge between the Celestians and the humans. But look at all those people that aren't dead. Look at them.
Yeah. They're severely wounded for life, probably.
Well, yeah, they would be if Celestians weren't great at anima. Okay.
Which they are.
Which they are, yeah. It's their second primary. Okay, so, you are up against Chenmo the Silent. Is one-handed gladiator human. Boop, boop. The two of you are announced and enter the arena. The thing here seems to be that the prince announced the very first fight to get it kicked off, but there are announcers that are doing that work from here on out. He is still watching from the box, and you are entering from the side underneath him, so unless you look back, you will not see him.
I want to look at him, see if he recognizes me.
Oh, he definitely recognizes you. You guys were both you were standing like 10 or 15 feet away from him when you were up in the watch box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You guys for the melee were allowed into the same area as the prince. He just has his guards keep everyone else at bay. So you come in and they announce Sandre the Hammer and Chenmo the Silent. Did you give them any background to read out? If you did, they will. Otherwise, they just announce you of the Southern Plains.
Of the Southern Plains.
All right. They do that, and Chenmo is announced as a son of Kasprim. And you're not sure what that means, but it appears to be some sort of locality thing. All right. The announcer calls for the beginning of the fight and marks it off. Throws a little d20 on the field to let you know it's time. Oh, geez, a natural 1. That's just... Jeez. 2 natural... So neither of you was ready for that. The guy's like, fight! And both of you look at him. And then like 3 seconds later, you're like, oh, us, okay. Oh, okay.
People starting races and instantly falling on their first foot.
Yeah, right? This guy moves over to the pillars and emerges out the other side just barely. And it's your turn. He has, like I said, he has 2 knives out, long knives.
Gonna roll map rifle? I can't walk very far.
You cannot.
I'm gonna do a run.
Running or charging? Or
Run.
sorry. Well, you can double move for no stamina. Running means
Oh,
that you're actually using stamina to run 3 times standard distance.
oh no, I'm just gonna double move then. No,
Okay.
wait. Running uses both my movement actions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the difference is double moving costs you no stamina. Running will take you another 20 feet, but it costs you stamina. Alright.
Yeah, I'm just gonna double move.
Okay. He's up. He takes what looks like an extremely defensive stance, somewhat low with both of the blades out, and begins to circle around the pillar in your direction. He's hoping that you will come to him.
10 feet over here. Which is within a good distance of a good distance. Okay, I'll move back against the wall. Yeah. Ready to hammer.
Alright. He moves up all the way and closes the distance with you.
Hey!
Ah, geez, a natural 1.
Oh.
This first attack will be the confirming roll. Okay, 15. He's fine. Does a 25 hit?
Yes.
Okay, he hits. It's 21 damage. And when it hits you, you feel extreme cold. You take 5 points of cold damage unless you have some frost resistance.
I do.
Oh, how much frost resistance do you have?
My boots have.
Do they actually resist frost, or do they make it? Is it an environmental thing?
Oh, cold protection.
Okay,
Yeah. That might.
close, very close.
The guard.
Yep.
6 damage. No,
So he hits you, yeah, for 6 damage. And then it's not his turn anymore.
Actually, it's 7 damage plus 21 plus 5.
21 physical damage, 5 elemental. So only the 21 is going against armor.
Yeah, because I only have 19 armor now. Okay. We're gonna move around him. See if he starts attacking. If it provokes anything.
Yeah, if you continue to move around him, he turns with you and he strikes out at you.
Oh, hello there.
And he rolls a 2, which I think puts him just under your dodge score at a 23.
No, I 20 dodge.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, then he hits you again for the same amount of damage.
And we are
By the way,
done.
he keeps hitting you with his primary weapon and missing with the offhand. Well, I guess he didn't get to hit with the offhand at all this time.
Okay, retaliate.
And 35 is definitely enough to hit him, unfortunately.
And the actual attack. Yes, I have activated fire. You have to do that before a fight.
Let's see. 29. His armor. me see if he's dead. 10
No.
armor. 19, 21, 24, 24 twice. The first hit, you hit him, you catch him in the shoulder where he was, from his strong armor, he was striking out at you. The dagger in his hand just goes skidding across the ground. From the right to left, you reverse it with a hard stance and just smack him from left to right with the hammerhead. You catch him under that arm, which is still up. You can hear the rib cage in his chest crack as his body follows your hammer blow and just skids about 5 feet across the ground. Blood is pooling on the ground outside of his mouth. You don't know whether he's dead or not, but he's definitely unconscious.
Wait, he moved. Does that provoke?
Jesus Christ.
I'm joking.
I'm mostly joking.
I'm mostly joking.
Yeah, but he is down, and the crowd is silent for about 5 seconds, and then just bursts into an uproar of people clapping and yelling and screaming and whistling.
Nice. Wait, the Emperor can't see this.
The prince. Yeah, the prince is not in a position to see how badly you just mooked this guy. Yep. Up at the top, he's like, "What? This is the first time this has happened. I can't actually. I didn't see what happened, but everybody's cheering." He just begins to clap like a golf clap. Yeah, medics come out to the field. They put their hand down. One of them casts a spell, and then he looks at the other guy and he just shakes his head.
Oh, sad.
They pick the body up and carry it off the field. They give it the respect of not like dragging him across the sand. But he's definitely dead. He's dead, and he's the first person that's died, actually.
Oh. Shit. Whoops.
Yeah, the other 3 people that lost their fights, one of them was knocked unconscious, 2 of them, like, yielded. This guy is the first of you guys that has actually died.
I think I do too much damage, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll
Please
see.
nerf.
We'll
No.
see.
It's not too much. Wait until someone with a high dodge and punches you to death.
Yeah. That almost happened.
It's true. It did almost happen.
Or
Or,
someone with acid damage.
yeah, or someone that just a high enough dodge that does a middling amount of damage back to you.
I'm a spellcaster that's just able to stay right out of your range.
Someone that can, I don't know, walk backwards 30 plus feet.
Yep.
Teleport backwards.
I can't do anything against that.
Huh. Damn. All right. Yeah, they cheer. Some guards step out of the gate that opens up and motion for you to come back in now that your fight's over.
Here.
Yep. And they welcome you in. They clap you on the back as you go by and congratulate you on the fight. And then you go back to everyone that has fought, and whether they've won or lost, as long as they're conscious, is still back there. The only people that are not back there are Sifri, Sifri Dualhammer, and Mal the Spear, because they're both heading out to have their combat next. Sifri is the one dwarf that was out there. And the guy that walked up to you and said, and told you that he approved of Xiao Yu's tactics to win the melee.
I hope he doesn't have Misty tactics.
Yeah, I hope not. Those tactics won't work to beat you, because he can't wait till someone else does it for him. Real quick, Xiao Yu, you guys get to the bank. What do you do with Li Gu here?
Yeah. So, is my friend there? The guy that I met with a while back? One
Yeah.
of the drug friends.
Yeah, you showed up. I mean, it's business hours, and he works there, so he's there.
Perfect. I see if we can get a desk and talk. Have my friend sit.
Yeah, he has some space cleared out for you.
Great. So I put the big golden thing on the table.
It's a solid gold. Well, solid gold. It's not completely filled in, but it's about half an inch of solid of gold in the shape of a gauntlet. That's probably about 30% larger than what the gauntlet would actually be as like for a regular person.
Perfect. So I have both of these. I'd like to put both of these in the bank. Okay, give me 1 second. I'd like to put both of them in an account. I just started an account. I like half of it to go as a down payment on the building you and I were talking about, or just funds. I think I already
Okay.
gave him like 200 gold or something.
Yeah.
So that's 10 flat plus all this, half of this, and then like the other half to go to this guy. He can make an account or whatever the heck he wants to do with it. And I turn to the guy, and I'd say, I'd like you to work. If you're looking for a job, you can do some security / whatever the hell you want to do. I'm starting a brothel. You'll have room, board. I don't know if you have a family. Whatever the hell you want to do. But there'll be lots of money in it. It's an easy job. There's women. I like you. You're strong.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll for that. He tells you, I actually just got back from the Southern Front, and I mean, honestly, I was gonna re-enlist if I had to. I don't know much other than fighting, but I was hoping that winning this melee would be my way out of being a soldier on the field. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're covering room and board, I assume there's some payment over that with what you've given me. I'd more than happily sign on for something like that. Who are you, by the way?
Oh,
He had he's probably been given your first name, but you're a very intimidating person that just showed up for the melee with a bunch of, like, not regular people, quote unquote. Most of the people in the melee are soldiers of some kind, but
I tell him I'm the oh god, what is it? I always forget the goddamn name.
Knight of
The
Soul.
black.
Oh, the black arrow. Or no,
Yeah.
you're not the black. You're the black helmet. You have the black
helmet.
arrow because the
Yeah.
black arrow is a diplomatic symbol from the prince.
I tell him I'm the black helmet.
All right.
If you didn't notice.
Well, he points at the helmet and he's like, I'm not familiar with the term. Like he can see the helmet, but I'm unfamiliar with where
Explain.
he asks if it's like an imperial title.
Yeah, I dabble with the prince. We do some things.
Make a speech check.
Did that not?
I didn't get anything on this side.
Why is it not working? There it
Oh,
goes.
went twice. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he believes you. Between catching a small amount of what happened between you and the prince, like standing there clearly speaking with one another, and the amount of money that you seem to have on hand. Yeah. All right. I mean, that seems legit. If the prince is if you've got this kind of coin, and you've got a title, and you're on speaking terms with the prince, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine I'm going to find a steadier line of work.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll be working with my friend here, and I point to the bank dude. And I say, he's going to help you figure out, you guys are going to work together, find a place. I need you, is he familiar with this area? This is where he lived before he went to the South Front?
No, this is not where he lived, but he is familiar with he's familiar with a handful of the brothels in this city from his time on leave.
Great. What I need him to do is scope out the different brothels and make a list. Can he read and write?
Yeah, not exceptionally well, but passably well.
Okay, that's all I need. make a list of the most beautiful women of all different races. Just make a list of all the women, anything above a 5. Write it down on a big list, and then give it to my friend here at the bank, and I'll come pick it up in a few days. Use some of your money, do whatever you need to do to figure that out. But
Oh, I
you need to
will.
do that for the next few days.
He gives you a look that says that's like, oh, believe me, I'm gonna make that list.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll come back in 3 days because we need to find people to employ for our brothel, right?
Well, I mean, I guess I'd better get started now.
Yep. So yeah, he can do the thing to make the bank account with my friend here. Hopefully, the bank guy has found an area that we can get a brothel in by now. Been like a week.
Well, no, it's only been like 2 days since then.
Been 2 days. I mean, that's enough time to find a place, right?
Well, okay, so your banker friend tells you you put down 200 gold before, you just put another, like 300 down. You said like half.
Yeah.
Actually, it'd be, if you're counting
It's
half
more
of
than
what
that.
the fist is, you put about another 450 gold down.
Yeah.
For the amount that you have now, he could easily find like any random place within the district you were looking for. If you give him more time, like if he has a week to do it, he guarantees he can find a better place if he has time to like wheel and deal a little bit. But in 2 days' time, he could find you a place that's just not going to be the best that you could get for your money.
Okay. No, I appreciate that.
He's
I'll
an,
give him the-
dude,
I'll give
he's
him
an
the rest of
investment
the week.
banker.
Yeah, I'll give him the time. I appreciate his input. This is what I want from him. I want the back and forth. Okay. Well, I'll leave him to it. I trust him. I'll let them figure out the stuff with the other amount of money that's his. And I'm gonna go fuck off because I got some shit to do.
Okay, before you leave, he hands you a stack of papers. He hands you a stack of 4 papers, and he needs your signature on all four forms.
What are they?
They're
For
the
bank account?
they're for the account, to deposit the money, to deposit the fist, giving the bank the right to have it exchanged for its monetary value, as classed by the bank for the basically looking at it, saying it's worth this much gold / platinum, and changing that out for the value in there. 1 to sign over the funds to your friend here because it's an official bank transaction, and the last one giving him the power, sort of like a power of attorney thing, to spend your money on a real estate thing on your behalf once he finds one.
Deal. I sign him.
Okay. Yeah. He and your new friend here begin talking about where Li Gu should start on his what do you call it when you go to a bunch of different bars? It's a bar crawl.
Debauchery?
His brothel crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they will both get right to work.
Excellent. I like to be the best boss in the world.
You're doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, just throw money and bitches at people. Just needs more drugs.
Oh, your banker will take care of that.
Good.
Uh,
That was the one thing that I think we needed more of.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Do you head back for the arena, or do you have someplace else you wanted to go?
No, I go back to the arena.
Okay. When you get there, there'll only be 2 fights left. You'll have missed Sandre's fight because it's about 40 minutes one way, about 20 minutes talking back. But Sandre for Sifri and Mao. The dwarf actually lost against Mao, a heavy spear wielder, as in like he uses a lance rather than a spear and a shield. But, Sifri ducked out. Mao goes on. Now,
Did he die?
no, he did not die. 20. This is Coltello and Weda Dejun. Evenly matched. Oh, they both tired down. Coltello the Knife wins. Let's see, number 11. He is a human. And Weda Dejun the Claymore, a two-hander like yourself, has been cut. Still, no one else has died.
I feel slightly bad about that.
Well, I mean, we're almost there. And then the two fights that Xiaoyu will make it back for. Xiaoyu, do you go back to sit with Revan? Revan, I assume you're still in the stands?
Yeah, I'll go hang out with him.
Yeah, I'm slightly disturbed.
You're
Just slightly.
not enjoying... oh, well, at the very least, Gelato's there with you with his, like, chicken leg and his tankard of beer.
Yeah, no, I've been like healing. I've been like positive energy up my egg the entire time.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Milik the Glaive. Oh dang. Daria the Swift. Let's see. 14. A human using a two-handed sword. A falchion has outright killed, decapitated Milik. Well, you're not the only one anymore, Sandre.
Whoa.
Dead. She's been...
I don't feel that bad anymore.
Yeah, Milik has been
Better.
unnecked. One of the other... He's been unnecked. That was one of the other two orcs that were competing. Oh wow, that was sort of just a slap fight between Leon and Lycian. Yeah, Lycian the Gloom, a human sword and shield wielder, wins the last fight, but Leon did not die. He's knocked unconscious, but he's not dead. Yeah, so that makes the winners for the first day. It's announced when all the battles are done, that there's 2 more days to the tournament. Tomorrow, rounds 2 and 3 will happen, and then the final round for whoever the 2 people are that make it all the way to the top will be on day 3. And then they call the 8 of you that have won back onto the field to have you celebrated by the crowd. Alright. And once you guys are out there, they announce it, so it's Punyo the Fist, Suk Twin Axe, Gunbong the Cudgel, Sandre the Hammer, Mal the Spear, Cotello the Knife, Daria the Swift, and Lysian the Gloom, which gives you 4 humans, 4 humans, 2 orcs, and 2 Celestians. And the crowd is celebrating for seemingly all of you. There wasn't just a bad fight. The last fight was actually the closest thing to an uninteresting fight. It went back and forth, sort of low level for a while until Leon the Brave was knocked unconscious. Alright, the guards tell you to return the next day, and they switch out the bronze chain that you were given, and they give you an electrum chain instead. To signify that you made it through the first day of combat.
Electrum is a really rare mineral.
It's less rare here than it is in the real world. The Celestians are also big time miners, or they were back when the Droglin were an easy labor force for really heavy industry. But it's still valuable. It's the value for it monetarily here is somewhere between silver and gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think is mostly where it's at in the real world, but closer to silver than to gold. It's a heavy chain. It's like a 4-pound chain. Yeah. it's large enough that it drapes like from the side between your shoulder and your neck on both sides. And then once the day is done, Sandre, you don't stay here overnight. You're welcome to stay until they close it out and continue to eat and drink. You don't know, because you didn't make plans ahead of time, whether you were going to go meet up with Revan and Zhao Yu. What do you do?
I'm gonna head over to anyone that can enchant the shop.
Okay. Revan and Zhao Yu, then, are you waiting for him outside?
Yeah.
Okay. So when he comes out, you guys are going to see him. Zhao Yu, have you told Revan about the meeting? Is he back?
No.
No, he's not back.
He doesn't tell me anything, so.
Yeah, I'm going to assume he tells you, because the prince told him that he was wanting to meet with all of you. That he wants to see you in the east wing of the palace, that you'll all be cleared for entry. And Zhao Yu wants all of you to go.
We can't just stand up and have it, yes.
It would be bad form to stand up the prince, the heir apparent to the largest empire in the world. Yeah, admittedly so. So do you guys go for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I should be finished learning the enchantment I was learning.
I imagine you're like the guy, you're at like a UFC fight, and everybody else is yelling and screaming, and you're like doing your homework in the fourth row. And you're like, guys, come on,
Yeah.
I'm trying to read. I'm trying to read. I'm here with my date, but I'm trying to get this done. This is due tomorrow.
I promised, and it's just not going out well.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. So I finished that.
Okay. So you guys then, you head across town to where the palace is. It is an enormous building. Each section of it has its own walled-off area. When you get to the wall for the east wing, they ask you for your names. If you give them, they already have matching identification as far as what you should look like. And they allow you through with directions towards where the prince is waiting for you.
Kingdom for an illusionist.
Right? If only Nalera was still around. Okay. They lead you into the the east wing proper, and the soldiers escort you as far in as a couple hallways. They point you to some stairs, and they tell you up the stairs, and then go down the hall. Don't turn for any doors. Just go until it stops, and when you reach a dead end, that's the prince's chambers that he's in right now, holding a meeting.
Okay. I guess yeah.
That's the way.
Go there.
Sandre. And who am I missing? Oh my god. Oh, there it is. Poor Nalera. Ba-ba-ba. That's not pulling it, is it? Or is it? Did that pull your screen?
Yeah, but maybe it's too small for me because I'm not zoomed in that far.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's why. That's so weird. Whatever. I'll have to figure that out next week. Alright. Yeah, but you get to the top of some stairs. There's some hallways, and if you follow along, the only part that's strange is you get around the corner here, you pass some doors, there's a stairwell at the end of one hallway, and then another hallway from the side. They didn't mention anything about a stairwell. It's the area in here is really nice. It's clearly been cleaned like within the last 24 hours. There's no one here. Like you can hear faintly through the doors that you walk by people talking probably down the hallway from there. You don't come across anyone. No maids, no soldiers, nothing.
So nobody's down this door?
No, I'm saying you get to this area, this stop. They didn't mention stairs, so you're not sure if you head that way or if you're heading this way. But they said it would be the last door in a dead end.
Oh, it's not dead end, so we're going.
Let's see. With Stefan not being here, I'm assuming Zhao Yu would make some sort of crass joke about a dead end and Nalira's body.
I attacked.
It's too soon. Okay.
I go up the stairs. We're
Yeah.
all going there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Make a perception check, both of you. Ah, man. Sandre?
Hey!
Oh, for a second I thought that was going to be a phenomenal. Welcome back. So you guys,
Like an 18%.
it did look like an 18 for a second.
1 second.
I need a perception check from you. Good time to come back.
Me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Boop.
Hey, an actual 18.
Where are we?
You guys you're in the east wing of the palace. You were led through to an interior area and told to go forward, don't turn left or right through any doorways, but you'll reach a dead end with a door, and that's the prince's audience chamber where he has a meeting.
Okay.
And so that's where you are now. Revan and Zhao Yu, you guys are outside this door. You don't hear any talking. You both hear somewhat twangy, but clearly not... somewhat twangy, but catchy music from the other side of the door.
Oh.
Okay.
I can help you. I made a spell for this. I'm gonna walk up to the door and punch my arm through my wormhole spell and just look through.
Okay.
And just look through the hole.
That not as magic as I thought it was gonna be, but okay.
It's more for my utility than anybody else's.
Okay, so you look through the door using this?
Yeah.
Okay. And the hole's visible from the other side, yeah?
Yeah. It's literally just I just made a hole, and like if I spend time focusing, it gets bigger.
Okay.
But I just need to be able to do it.
Okay, make a quick. It's not bad. Plus, you're gonna make the perception check anyways with your bonus. You look in. It's a fairly plain room. There's one tapestry hanging on the wall of what looks like a battle with a dragon and some knights with lances. Other than that, there's a table. There are 3 glasses sitting out on it, and then there are 3 figures in here, all sitting on cushions. There are 2 humans. One is male, one is female, and they're both playing stringed instruments. You're not sure. It sounds like they're playing together, like playing a duet of some kind.
That's cute.
And the last person in there is the prince himself, sort of reclining back on the cushions that are behind him, listening to them.
You just see my fist go through the door.
Huh. Wow, what is that? Yeah. Do you guys knock?
Never.
I mean, you might as well just open the door from the side.
You open the door with your fist still sticking through the other side.
I mean, I open it from the inside. Just,
Oh,
don't mind me getting out this side. Well, that's all good.
I mean, we just go in.
All right. You guys walk in. Like I was saying before, you see, what I told, just told Revan. All of you see now. You didn't send that to me. You just sent that to
Hello.
everybody.
Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, you see, You see a very attractive human female and not so attractive older looking male human, um, sitting down, both of playing elongated string instruments back and forth. And if you couldn't, if you didn't know any better, and you were from the swamps of Silesia, it sounds like dueling banjos in a very high class casino.
I don't know any better, so.
You don't know any better. I grew up on the island where this sort of shit happens all the time.
I can read it.
Okay. The playing comes to. Let's see. Actually, I want to see which of you does better. So I need to check. Oh, jeez, she did worse. They're playing, and it's getting like heightened and heightened and heightened. And it's going up, and you hear a small, like a quick curse, as the pick goes flying out of out of the woman's hands and skids across the floor under the table. Pick it up. The old man then. The old guy finishes with a flourish, and then the woman claps solemnly for him, and as does the prince. Yeah. Well, you guys are on the wrong side of the room. It's under the table. But either way, now that the music is done, the prince like waves you guys in and motions you over, and he says, "Welcome, welcome." And he turns to the human, and he says, not to inconvenience you, Silvestro, but if you would share some of the pillows that you've accumulated. The old guy is sitting on like 9 pillows that are just like all around him, like he was building a pillow fort.
Bitch is so bougie.
So I try to get up, like I try to like move a little bit, and I'm just like, oh no, these old bones. Clearly I'm drunk. I'm clearly maybe not drunk, but there's something going on here. I'm like, these old bones. I don't know if I can. And I just kind of like roll a little bit and roll up the side so that I'm just like on the edge of one of the pillows. But I sit up then perfectly straight, and then make no move to like offer the pillows. I just move to the butt as well while we're on that.
So they're gonna have to come get the pillows.
Basically, yes.
Basically.
All right,
100%.
balls in your court, newcomers. And we lost Sandre.
Sandra's not ready for this.
Sandre was not ready. Welcome back, Sandre.
I don't have feeling in my legs, so I don't need no pillows.
I'll just conjure a wolf and sit on him.
That's rude.
That's
It's rude.
we can all agree that's rude.
I mean, you want the pillows, man.
Gelato whispers into your over your shoulder. He's like, I could just go get us pillows. Okay. All right.
I want to impose on the pillows.
Gelato walks over and grabs 3 pillows that look like they're of decent make, and pulls them over and offers one to Sandre and gives one to Revan. All right. After you've seated yourself, then Gelato sits down.
Once you take the pillows, I do that weird like roll. You ever see like a baby that's trying to like roll from its back to its stomach, but it like it doesn't allow? That's kind of what's happening. And he also has like an instrument in his hand that he hasn't put down yet, which would make this considerably easier. He doesn't. And then it just get back to the grand nest.
Can use some help.
Oh man, I did it. I did it.
He's did it.
Five.
You did it.
Five.
Proud of you.
The with a small amount of amusement, but to cut through what's going on. Jay, do you stand any closer, or do you stand by the door?
Uh,
The prince motions for you like to join the rest of the group.
wait, which one is
Basically,
the
cracks
prince?
the whip. He's like, bitch, get over here.
The prince is the one on the other side of the table by himself.
Okay. I'll take one step forward.
Take a 5-foot step.
All right.
That's more than close enough.
I'm gonna say as well.
Yeah. The prince here welcomes you to the palace here in Runestone. These are not normally where he would meet with people, but this meeting is somewhat very unofficial. Yep, clandestine. Yeah, mostly this is because, as you know, he looks to Revan and Jiaoyu, because Sandre wasn't the big planner to begin with, but he says, I've gotten updated that our foreign friends, the tree running folk, have passed Crabshore and will be here in 3 days' time. I plan to meet with them. Unfortunately, they won't be here in time for the tournament, and so because of that, I have sent word that they be redirected from Runestone to the summer capital. I figure it's probably safer, because if there was any chance that they were going to pull something, they would likely have prepared to do so here in the capital. There's very little chance that they could have gotten anyone out to the summer capital in the middle of the sea, where even high-ranking officials, have to register properly to be there.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
No, but
Is he Canadian now? Is he eating Is he eating a donut?
You need some ham.
he's having trouble feeling like his mouth.
All right. He motions to Sandre, and he says, your performance today was impressive, or so I'm told. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see it directly. But
Why? What happened?
but I certainly heard it from the stands. I hear he likely died fast enough not to feel the blow that killed him.
Definitely it looked like.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. No, I'm calling here, one, to update you. Two, once this tournament is over, I plan to invite you guys out to the capital. I want you there for this diplomatic talk. Partially because through our past associations, you have some amount of trust. This one here is a Knight of Sewell, though I sometimes wonder if he understands the levity and the responsibilities that come with such a position.
Oh, please. I understand.
But more than that, I'm hoping for the talks to go well. But thinking past that, I don't know how much you've heard, but the chasm that opened up in the inner sea is an immense problem, and it's only getting larger by the day. Half the reason why our war efforts down in the south are doing poorly now is because everything that goes south has to now either go overland through the swamps or go all the way around the east coast through Nine Star. It's not public news yet, but the hordes are at most being kept maybe a week out from the walls of Barlberry, which is the closest they've ever been to actual Imperial land. And all indication is that the city itself will be under some form of siege by the end of the month. So when the talks are done, I'm hoping to send you to act as advisors to the group in Graston that is looking into this chasm issue. I know that, and he looks and he says, "I'm sorry. Where's your hired killer friend?" And he's like making the motion, like snapping his fingers, and the woman to his side like whispers low to him, and he's like, "Oh, the no Nylera, the human."
She didn't make it.
He just cocks his head slightly, like questioningly.
Revan
She
stares at him.
died.
Revan just stares at him.
I don't
and
say it.
says
I don't say
sharply,
it that way. I realize I will get in trouble at a certain point.
So you understand the levity of that situation?
Yeah.
You have some crocodile problems in your sewers?
There you go.
I mean, that's, for better or worse, that's nothing new. And I think that there are some amongst the guard here who hold some sort of strange belief that they are distant cousins, despite the fact that we are obviously very far removed from beast of any kind. Do you laugh? Yeah, it's not the prince that gives you a stern look. It's the human woman. Like, if there even like a smirk across your face, she looks at you with like you could feel the daggers in her stare.
Sitting here just like silent.
You're just drinking my tea. Just drinking my tea. Yeah. So, once the talks are done at the summer capital, I'll be sending you down to Graston. She is. That's the dirge.
Yeah.
To Graston. In case you don't know, Graston is on the eastern shore of the Inner Sea. It was originally far enough away from the chasm that boats were still able to sail north and south from Graston, or north from Graston back up to the rest of the Inner Sea. The chasm has widened. It's no longer safe to sail along the coast there, so the city has become somewhat cut off, but that's where the effort is for people that are investigating the chasm. But I'm hoping to send you there, as I said, to act in an advisory role, given your direct experience. And this is where I'd like to introduce our compatriot here, Silvestro.
Oh yeah, sure, that's fine.
He is a strange sort, with an entertaining personality. But I've called him here not for his skills with the sitar, no, but for he practices a very old as the world some claim, form of magic that I think is a viewpoint that our teams down south are missing out on when they're trying to think of ways that we could rectify this situation in the Inner Sea. I think with you all filling him in on your direct experience with the chasm, and him seeing it personally between himself and yourselves, maybe something can be done, an answer of some kind can be reached that the mages that are already there have not yet come to. He, amongst his own people, he's a wise man of some sort, and the rest of the people in that area refer to him as a practitioner of the druidic arts. And he sort of motions it, if there's anything that I've left out, please. But I'd like you to, to sort of take him under your wing. He may be going with you to the summer capital. My team here, and he motions over the woman, has cleared him as far as security goes. But he will be going with you down south, and so the sooner you get to know each other, the easier it will be for you.
I don't say anything. I just sit there like smiling at them. Like genuinely joking. Like I don't. I'm not sizing. Like I just look at them like kind of like I don't know entirely what's going on. Just smiling, like happily.
Okay.
The prince looks back and forth, expecting that either Silvestro will say something or one of you will say something to him.
No, we could take him along, or we couldn't. I don't. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
The woman looks directly at Revan, and says, somewhat coldly, "I'm sure you and he will have much that you can teach one another."
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Sylvester snorts. Like he just like.
She's.
He clearly just couldn't hold it in. He's just like.
We're both pretty much just like.
That's not how magic works.
I'm sure his years of wisdom will be an enlightening wash over me.
There you go.
What the fuck? Sylvester just looks. He doesn't say anything, but clearly he's like, what does that mean? Is that common? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's weird. He's a weirdo. You'll fit in. We're all weirdos.
Yeah.
Welcome to the group.
All right.
Kiss him on the lips. I can't. Yeah, I'm but
It's real bad.
He's been drinking, and worse.
he's been drinking.
Yeah.
Can I like feel the eclipse she's trying to throw at me?
Yes. Yeah. She is.
Do you mean like shade?
Yeah, she's trying to eclipse me. No, that's
Yeah.
not shade. She's targeting me specifically.
Hey, welcome back, Prince.
Prince.
I could say so many. I could hurt her feelings so badly right now, but I'm not going to.
Oh man, I'd be really careful. She's still looking at you. She just says, "I wouldn't," and she bows down to reach and grab the pick that slid underneath the table.
Sylvester's like, oh, you picked it up.
She
Just
she smiles at Silvestro, but he's too drunk to know whether or not it was a genuine smile.
I mean, that's fine. He takes it as, he doesn't care what it was supposed to be. He knows that she likes it. So it's fine.
when she says don't do it, Revan literally grabs his tongue with 2 fingers.
All right. Yeah, but the prince says, obviously our friend here, the Hammer, will be at the tourney tomorrow, and if should all go well, on the day after. I do wonder, looking directly at Sandre, if you've yet pondered on what you would ask for should you win.
I have absolutely no clue.
Well, a man with nothing to lose certainly seems like an interesting choice as a winner.
Are there any limitations to what I can ask for?
It must be something within my power to gift you.
Okay, so I could ask for a castle?
Absolutely.
Oh.
I want the entire hundred.
I would like to replace you as the
Yeah.
heir.
He says that, for example, is something that I don't have the power to do.
Oh, really?
Yes, that is the sole prerogative of my father, our Grand Emperor. No, but a castle, a barony, a position over a city proper. Such things have been done before and are within my power to gift.
Why are you laughing?
Sorry, I just thought of Sandra as the mayor. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm imagining him with suspenders on.
Have you seen the labradoodle in like a lab coat and like I have no clue what I'm doing?
Yeah.
It's like somebody walks up to like, okay, Mayor Sandra, we have like problems with crime.
Now, I see. I imagine Sandre as the guy from Office Space with the suspenders on and the shirt, and he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to come in on Saturday."
Like, we need to figure out our budget for the next year. He's like, I don't fucking what.
Yeah,
Like
you're gonna have to do that one yourself, buddy. Thanks. That'll be great. All right. Yeah. Please, and the prince motions at the table. He says, "Please, if you desire something to eat or drink, let me know. I'll have it sent for. Do you have any questions for me before you go?" He looks to Revan and Sandre since Zhao Yu has said no.
And he also didn't partake in any of the conversation.
Yeah, no, not really.
Oh, there's so many things I want to say right now.
Well,
They're all targeted at her. They're all targeted at her. I'm holding my tongue that entire time.
hey, make a what's your do you have any knowledges, or do you just have the vocation for being a scholar?
What do you mean knowledge?
Okay, make a check, a vocation check.
So it's a scholar plus intelligence or just straight scholar?
Scholar plus intelligence. Okay.
Thank you.
Given the appearance of this woman and her seeming closeness with the prince, you've never seen her before, but because you've been in fairly high circles at the academy at Valersk, you suspect that this woman may be the person referred to as the Dirge, who is the Imperial Spy Master. People at the academy talk about her as the person that like gets their hands dirty in place of the Imperial family.
Can I ask for her?
You could certainly try.
Do you say that?
If I can say that as a joke, yeah, I'll say that.
I'm gonna bite my tongue if he says it.
Okay, do you say that to the prince?
He says it, I laugh so hard.
I'm gonna bite my tongue.
All right.
Probably gonna die, but
The prince laughs like a hearty chuckle, and says, "I have the power. It's within my power to do so." And he looks at her, and she looks over at Sandre, and she says, "I'm not sure that you could handle me."
He's like laughing so hard. Like, didn't he see Guardians? Like the second one, you know when like Homegirl is like he's like pointing and laughing at this. That's what he was doing.
She just told everyone your deepest, darkest secret. She, the dirge actually reaches into her dress and pulls a small blue flower out and hands it to Sandre.
Oh.
Mm.
Do I see any energy, any like positive energy coming off of
I
it? Is it
just
alive?
can accept the rose.
You do not see. It's not a rose.
Nah, I'm too dumb to know.
You're like, it's a flower, which means it's a rose.
It's made out of love. It's a rose.
There you go.
Can it?
It's a small flower. The stalk on it is a bronzish red color, but it feels like it feels like plant fiber, but the color is bronzish red, and the actual flower petals themselves, which are still mostly closed, are a deep midnight blue. And she says, "For now, I would hope this would suffice."
Do I know anything about it?
Nope.
And I got hacked.
I'm fucked up.
You're still fucked up.
But then she got hacked. But then he got hacked.
Yeah, fucked up.
He's an herbalist.
About oregano.
Yep. Yeah, into the oregano and the confectioner's sugar. Yeah, but the prince looks you around. If you've nothing else, have a good night to you. And he sort of, it's his polite way of saying, like, we're done here. Please get out.
It's fair.
And the dirge looks over at Sandre and motions to Silvestro, and she says, "And please, love, take this one with you."
Will do. Okay.
I'm still laughing.
Rolling around on your, like, 3 pillows that are left.
When
Oh.
we get out of earshot, I'm just gonna be like, as soon as we're out of earshot, I'm like, fine, are you sure you have enough water to feed that? To quench that thirst?
Thirst.
Feed what?
Are you sure you have enough water to quench your thirst?
I need to actually type down that flower.
I actually don't get up though. It's difficult for me to get up on myself. So
I need help.
I kind of like don't. Yes.
Yeah, help.
I just typed it in the Discord for you.
Ah, thank you. Hey, it was red even. Wait, blue. Thank you.
Yeah, if you look at it for a moment, it looks like a real flower, but like you can tell it's not. The longer you look at it, you can tell it's not a real flower. Like it's manufactured, but it still looks very much alive.
Scam.
Well,
Okay.
well, the implication may not have been a real flower in the
Are
first
those
place.
real?
I wouldn't ask that out loud.
That would probably get me killed.
I get up.
She laughs. You'll be dead by tomorrow morning.
Ha!
She doesn't say that though. She just thinks it
Out loud.
out loud. The prince just nods once. Okay, no. So you help Silvestro up.
I get up. I'm in.
Okay. The prince bids you all farewell, and he will assumedly see you, at least Sandre, tomorrow at the tournament grounds.
True.
He does not get up, but the dirge does get up and walks you all to the door.
George's
She's definitely an 11 out of 10.
Sandra.
Really?
Sandra,
Yeah.
I mean,
your axe.
My axe?
Your
my
axe.
sword.
My axe.
Gelato's like my crossbow. He says it under his breath, but he's smiling.
Sorry,
I
I'm like,
give. I guess.
thanks.
Wait, does this mean you're declaring war on Whiterun? I'm confused.
I am not sure what you
Okay. So the dirge is now standing by the door, like coughing into her hand just once.
Once I'm standing, I go over here and I pick up.
You're not talking, by the way.
Once
One
I'm
time
up,
I go over here and I like pick up my string instrument and my walking stick.
All right. Do the rest of you that are not inebriated see yourselves out?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Candida.
For the Empire!
For the king. Okay. As soon as you leave, the dirge sort of waves you all goodbye and then closes the doors once you're about 15 feet away. By the time you turn the corner, there are already guards there waiting to show you out.
Oh.
And they walk you off premises.
Dang. Okay.
Okay, do you guys, I assume at least those of you that aren't Zhao Yu go back to Revan's apartment, but do you go with them as well? Or do you head for your...
Sure.
Okay. Revan, do you let him into the apartment?
I'm not locking anyone.
Okay.
Can I wait outside? Like, he doesn't go in immediately. He's just kind of like laughing to himself, looking at it all, and like touching it.
like not crazy, like not. I mean, he
He might look a little bit crazy, but more than anything, like he's just observing your spell, and like it's clear, like he's laughing because it's something private, like he in his brain, like he's seeing this and recognizing it, and like as he's touching it, just trying to kind of see like how you made it, I guess.
You can molest my house if you want to. It's fine.
Get real friendly with it. Okay. So you guys, you're back at the apartment, which luckily has enough beds. Nalera's corpse is still... Yeah, because there's no lights in there.
Oh, we were supposed to bring the body. I was supposed to talk about it.
Nalera's corpse is still just in the corner of the room, wrapped up.
Where is it?
Where?
Oh God! What is? Why?
Why?
That's what he just points like, what the hell is that?
We were supposed to talk to the dirge about that.
Do it!
Whoops.
Why?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's a long story.
Does it smell
Does
bad?
it smell bad?
Probably.
No, it's a question
Up
for Derek.
Does her body smell bad?
Oh, no. Her body had gone past the stages of decomposition before she was made undead.
Oh.
Okay.
So
It-
that you don't stink?
Yeah, it's like it's like it's stench euthanized.
I'm gonna go outside. I think.
Oh God.
So Silvestro is that powerful PC or NPC that you guys were talking about. Everyone runs from the room. One person stabs the wall.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, you guys do have a body in the corner, but it being Revan's apartment, that's not overly uncommon.
I didn't put her in the corner. I would have put her in the bed at least. I don't know who put her in the corner.
Nobody puts no there.
What's-
I
No, really, are you guys gonna do something about that, Ken?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put her in the bed.
Oh God!
I'm just, because I'm gonna be spending time doing something else.
What?
I'm not just sleeping.
That's awful.
That is.
What am I gonna do with it? We're gonna take it to the door. What do you want me to do?
I don't know what you're gonna do with it, and I don't want to know.
Because I'm just leaving it there, so it's not in the corner while I'm trying to work.
Why would you work on it?
Not working. I'm working on something else. I'm
You're
enchanting.
disgusting.
I'm enchanting. Do you, what?
This is a terrible way to say it.
Welcome to the group.
This is very gelato. Just put her.
Quickly, crack open the alcohol.
I don't know where to put her. just put her.
Oh, Derek, one thing I forgot to get. I need a tea set.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that down.
It'd make more sense he brews it with his alchemy set.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah. So you guys sit down, and we're almost at the end here. So any wrapping up thoughts before we end here, as far as talking with Sylvester or with each other?
We need to do something with her body. Certainly. But,
Oh.
I will leave that for next time.
Gelato looks at you and says, even dead, he's still pretty reticent to touch the body.
Okay, we can just bury her. I wanted to... I don't know.
He looked directly at your eye holes in your helmet. He's like, she still scares me.
Well, you're a little bitch sometimes.
Oh, shit.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I still have those 3 orcs in here
Good Jesus Christ.
that I just never.
Man, this went from being Revan's astral apartment to Revan's astral morgue.
Like, well, they tried to kill me. It's like, I mean,
Is it at least cold in here? Because the orc bodies will begin to decompose.
I mean, I sure.
No, Sylvester gets knocked out. He goes, because it's in the middle of the park, right?
Yeah.
He goes to his fucking bench. He goes to his bench. He's been living in the park for like weeks. He goes to the fucking bench.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Revan, make a wisdom check real quick. Just a straight wisdom.
Okay. Give me a sec. Yeah, what the? 4.
Okay.
17.
Now that you've it finally occurs to you, you've seen this guy in the park before, sitting at you were fairly sure he was scrunched up on a bench with a bunch of leaves on him like a blanket. You thought he was just a homeless person.
Oh.
He looks like a crazy old guy, and while you were in the park doing all sorts of dark mage stuff with your egg, he was sleeping on a nearby park bench, a couple 100 feet away.
That's weird.
I know him.
Yeah, you definitely thought he was a crazy homeless person, because when he wasn't asleep, he'd just sort of jabber on and do Tai Chi.
He probably thought I was a crazy delinquent, so I can't do it.
Thought you were skipping school. Okay, well then that's where we're gonna stop, and we'll pick up next week with day 2 of the tournament, and whether or not Silvestro ever goes back into the apartment that's full of dead bodies.
I mean,
Spoiler alert. Who would?
Spoiler alert, only Zhao Yu, because he doesn't care.
I mean... Yeah.
You're already undead. Alright, and that's where we're gonna stop it, and we'll see you guys next week.
okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, fam.